Greetings, greetings. Let me pull this up. Greetings. Yes. Greetings. This is my son Goddess. This is my son Goddess. This is my son Goddess. Anybody up? Everybody sleep? I say it's still moon day night. I say it's still moon day night. Greetings. Oh, I want to talk about what's going on. I had some pictures, but I'm having a little tech difficulty, so I guess I'll put this one up. Uh, don't like that. Yeah, I want to talk about what's going on with all these continuation a little bit, but I'm gonna talk about the other stuff. Um, all these people being unalived. These people are not just married. Wanted to talk about our relationships. Some BS is marriage a scam or a curse, and when to leave. When is it safe to leave? Want to talk about what are the signs, what to look for, cause it looked like it's time to stop playing with with these toxic unions. Cause I hate to say we don't need to be in union, cause love is a beautiful thing. But I think it's not just on one person. I think we need to do some healing before we get into these relationships, and we need to vet each other very, very carefully. And some of these relationships where these people have been married, they've been together for a long time. They've been to some with Justin Fairfax, the man at the lieutenant governor. He was a lieutenant governor in Virginia. He went to school with he met her in Duke University. Yeah, he met her at the Duke University. Uh-oh. That's all right. I dropped my water bottle. But yeah, I'm familiar with that. I've been there and I worked with that place. It was it was cool. That's a high profile Ivy League school too. And I know when I was in the area working there, there was a professor or somebody that was in a high level over Duke University. That he was arrested for adopting a 5-year-old little boy, and he was actually, pimping the little boy out. Y'all don't remember that story in 2009 about the Duke University? I don't know if it was a college or he was over the hospital, but he was a pretty high leveled CEO. Well, he was a high level like president over Duke, either the hospital or the school complex. He had a child that he adopted, a little 5-year-old. This was back in 2009. If you look it up, he was actually pimping out the little 5-year-old. I mean, I could barely believe it, but that was back then. So these people, anyway, I'm not about to get into that. I'm still gonna mention it. That Epstein stuff, it runs deep and it runs high, and it's been going on. So A 5-year old being pimped out back in 2009. Look it up. It was a Duke, like big time bigwig that was arrested for adopting a child. So yeah, the guy Justin Fairfax and his wife, they graduated from there. I've worked there before. It's it was a cool, it was a job. It paid well, and they kept me on for a long time and tried to bring me back. But yeah, the guy that took his wife out in Virginia, Justin Fairfax, he and his wife graduated from Duke University. They met each other in college. So I'm talking about, like, is marriage a scam, or is it a curse, or you know these long term relationships? When is it time to leave? When is it safe? What do we need to be looking for? I'm not going to be up here all night or forever, but I just want to talk about the aspects of the relationships. So yeah, Justin Fairfax, I think he got triggered when he got into that Me Too movement thing. I'm gonna talk about him first, cause he was the man that went to the house and took the wife out, and he left the children alive. I was gonna bring the pictures up, but I'm having a little tech difficulty. But it was he. I think they had like two children. The wife was a dentist. He was an ex-lieutenant governor. He had pictures with Obama, and he was pretty up there in the politics. And she had became a dentist and had gotten her own practice. And I think what it is in Virginia, while you going through the divorce proceedings, you can live in the same house. And I'm gonna tell you about that. I'm gonna tell you about that. When you separated, living in the same household, that's dangerous. Because um you're not feeling, you're not you don't feel obligated to consummate the marriage. And I'm gonna tell you about a man. Even if you got paperwork and y'all are like going through a separate, divorces are hard anyway. Like, they hard on people. They hard on you whether you got $1 million, $1 billion, or you really don't have much money. But when it's more assets involved and stuff, it becomes a little more stickier when it's like you got prenups. And I've worked with the distribution. I've done the distribution of properties for other people, divorces and separations, and it's a lot because money. It's a fight with money. Like, who has the best attorney, and those attorneys are expensive. They can get up to. I done seen people pay, like, having to pay their wives and husbands attorney fees going up to like 20,000, starting off with 10 and going on up to 20,000 and above. So the more money the more money you got. And some people, they'll do anything to not have to, if they don't have a prenup. And sometimes when they meet like that, and they say they claim you meet the real love in college and all that. That's what they say. But people change. So you can be in love in college, and as time goes on and people change. But in this society, they tell us that you're supposed to be, you're supposed to get a wife and a husband, and y'all stay together, and then you have the white picket fence, and everything's supposed to, if you work hard, you can have the American dream. And long as you be, mostly Christian or whatever. Some people, is into the Islam or whatever. But if you serve God and you pray and fast and you live right, then everything good gonna come to you. It's gonna all work out. Well, that's not always the case. And a lot of times these people have to do certain things to get to certain levels. They have to do certain things to get to certain levels in these sororities and stuff like that. I mean, it's not as clean cut as we think. To get to certain levels, you have to, be a part of certain organizations and stuff like that. So we don't never know. I'm not bashing men. I'm not up here to bash no men, because I don't know all the. It's wrong that he took his wife out. There's no reason for him to do that. You can walk away. But I know that from my research, he had went into depression after he got accused of raping those two women. And they say he got caught up in the Me Too movement. But once he got accused a few years ago, of raping those women, and he constantly denied the claim. He started going down from there. He started drinking heavily. He became depressed. He withdrew from regular family life, and I'm pretty sure he was ashamed because if he was in cahoots with taking pictures with people like Obama, and he was pretty successful as far as being a lieutenant governor. Imagine, it's like Humpty Dumpty. You know what I'm saying? He rising like that, and that's got to be hard to fall as a man to be respected and be that powerful, and then and he didn't want to. If he did, I don't know if he really did what the women said, but we have a thing where you're supposed to believe all the victims. No, you're supposed to believe all the victims and stuff like that, because in the past it has been where the victims, I guess, the victims were ignored. I worked as a great crisis counselor, and it's a lot of times that when the courts would look at it like the women was at fault or the girls was at fault, or they would not testify because it would mess up their reputations at a time when I was doing the crisis counseling for the grape centers. The women were shamed and stuff. This was like when I was a teenager. I was doing that as volunteering, and it was where they would call you on the phone, and it was just a mess. Like the women, they look at them like you. Pretty much, they would look at them like, "What did you do? Like, what did you do?" And your boyfriend can't. It was sometimes where the boyfriends were accused, and even some of the female police officers would be like, "Well, this is gonna be hard to prove because y'all were in a relationship," and it wasn't too balanced back, during them times when it came to women being assaulted and stuff like that. And then, it was a thing where the husbands sometimes would do that, and they would say, well, that's your husband. And, way back, not when I was born, I wasn't born then, but, way back in the day, it wasn't even a such thing as where a woman could be saying that her husband raped her. If you your husband property. If it's no crime for a man back in the day to just he wanted, he can get it. And it was a lot of older men marrying, which is it's not nothing new, but they were marrying, like I know with my grandmother's mother. I know she was 16 when she got married, and that was back in 19 what? My grandmother was born in 1917, so what? That was, and my grandmother wasn't even the oldest. She wasn't the first child. So I think that was like late 1800s or something when my great not, well, is she my great? Yeah, my great, when my great grandmother, not great grandmother, yeah, my grandmother's mother, when she got married, she was 16, and I know my granddad, he was older. And I'm not saying that my granddad was a terrible person, because my granddad, well, I'm saying granddad, I meant my great granddad, my grandmother's dad. He was married several times. Was his first wife my grandmother's mother? Uh, I think it was, maybe. Cause back then, I don't know if this was done by design, or they got rid of all the midwives and the root doctors and the natural herb people, but they were getting them melanated women was getting out of here young. I mean, my grandmother's mother passed away when she was in her early 30s, and when I go back and do my research, all of their mothers, my grandmother's cousins, her, all of them, even some of her sisters, because they had, they would be marrying different people sometimes when the wife passed away. So yeah, they mothers passed away like real young, and I'm like, what in the hell? What, the typhoid fever? What, they had a bubonic? What the hell? I mean, these were healthy, melanated, and that you talking about beautiful. They look good in certain areas now, but honey, back then when they was eating all that homegrown food and farming, and they were, what I'm saying, they had to put all these chemicals and PFAS and Roundup in the food and making us act like we retarded and stuff. You talking about some bad women? Honey, shoot. Naturally, without all these chemicals, I'm talking about, I be like, wow. Just, even my grandmother, even my mom and them, like, they back then, them women just, cause they wasn't getting all this, what is it? Processed food. They were like, natural. No, no, didn't need no kind of adjustments. Or I'm talking about they were bad. I always admired the women and stuff, and that came before me and stuff like that. And they be like, "Oh, you got it going on too." I'm like, well, I was like, well, yeah, but y'all, it was something about them. I'm like, y'all just had it going. Y'all must didn't know. But anyway, but my grandmother's mother, she was married young. A lot of them passed away young and all this and that. But it used to be so the woman couldn't even say that the husband was raping them because her body was your husband's and you wasn't no such thing. So fast forward to when I started doing the crisis counseling for the grape centers, it was still some stuff, with the discrepancy about a boyfriend, this and that. Well, fast forward, here comes the Me Too movement, and hell, if anybody, I guess that was the karma for that. Because if anybody say they got grape, it don't matter whether they telling the truth or not. It's all about the victim is right. So I think it was cases where the women really were in situations where they were compromised and abused and raped and stuff. But I also think it was some situations where people were sent for people too. So I don't know which was what. Like I can't tell you which one got set up and which one got swept under the bridge with it and caught up in the water in the storm. But it definitely was some cases where people saw opportunities to take down people that I guess that wasn't playing by the rules. And I'm not even saying that this is a case with Justin Fairfax because those women came forward and they were like really adamant about they got great. So I don't know whether he did it or not. He could have possibly done it. But all I know is from my research, when this happened with him, he got caught up in that damn Me Too movement. It won't no question asked. If you been assaulted during that, they ain't asking no. Look, it could be back in what? It could be back in. They needed to bring us some of that slavery stuff that they were doing to them women. I'm like, dig them motherfuckers up and charge them. Then y'all can go way back like y'all did on Bill Cosby and the rest of them. Go on, dig up them slavers that did that to them women back then. If y'all want to get these people, so he got caught up in that. He started drinking, started withdrawing from his family and all of that. The wife was like saying that he was just, having a lot of issues. Then one time in 2023, he had went and got a gun and they took the children money. And the man was drinking heavily. I'm not trying to sit here and bash him or kick him into because I mean I can't imagine if that was me and I was a lieutenant governor. Then somebody talking about I did something to him, then I lose my power. I, Back then, I might start spiraling too. I ain't saying I'll take nobody out, but we don't, you know what I'm saying? I've been in long term relationships. I ain't even gonna front. I was married for a long time, and honey, let me tell you, sometimes it just gets to the point where you gotta walk away. Cause if you don't, that's why it's good to know yourself and know when to let stuff go and don't worry about the money and the materialism. Cause if you don't know when to walk away, you might already be on the verge, and you might snap. And what you gonna do? You gotta go on down there and do the time, or you know what I'm saying. People lose their mind. You don't want to be in something where you already not. If you see if you see you mentally can't really handle somebody and their situation and what they're going through, I don't care what you got to do or what kind of shame gonna come before you. You need to walk away. Cause you need to go somewhere and get yourself together. And if you see somebody that's spiraling like that, when you see somebody that's changing up and they got all this going on and paranoia and schizophrenia, if you see where you can't and you pressing them like in a divorce, I wouldn't be in no household with nobody that I'm divorcing and they losing everything and they already ain't got nothing to lose and they already done gave up, and you gonna sit there and y'all keep going back and forth to court, and I'm gonna be living with them. I don't think that's safe. I don't know what kind of law that is in Virginia, but that is definitely not safe. I don't know if she wanted to be in the house, which she should have been able to stay in the house with her kids and be safe. But honey, I mean, sometimes you gotta leave and start all over. And with some people, that ain't even enough. They gonna follow you, but you gotta be ready because some people, if you break up with them, it's like a thing where either you gonna get them or they gonna get you. But you want to be able to protect yourself. You want to be ready at all times. I don't know what she had to do. I don't know how he got in there so easily, but I wouldn't. I don't. I mean, you never get comfortable with nobody, no matter how long you been with them. Never be comfortable or put your trust in no man or no woman. And I'm not saying this to bash a man or say men, but it's a lot of men taking these women out. They taking these women out, and what I'm noticing, like even that Louisiana thing where he took them kids out, and then he tried to take out his sister and the wife that was trying to leave him. Um, Sometimes you got to be careful. I don't know if those were all his kids biologically. I know they got married a couple of years ago, so I'm trying to figure out what was they like cohabitating and stuff for a long time and then decided to get married. And sometimes it seems like when these people be living together and going together and having babies for 1,000 years, then they decide to get married on the year of 1001. It all go to shit. I'm just saying, I seen it. Like y'all done been together for 1,000 years. Y'all done had kids. Then they decided to get married on the year of 1001, and it all just go down. Like I don't know. Like I don't know about that. I think that people can be in healthy relationships. I honestly do. I think healthy minded people can be in healthy relationships. But I don't think that unhealthy minded people can be in relationships. I think, especially of the time that we're in now, if your mind ain't right, I don't think you should be in a relationship. You really, I don't think people really should be sleeping with people that mind is not right and stuff like that. Because think about it, if they mind ain't right and you try to break up with them or you tell them like, listen, this just friends with benefits. We ain't doing it like that. Like it's not gonna be nothing where I'm really trying to be like, I'm not trying to be serious. It's just, we see each other when we see each other, blah blah. If their mind not right, you think they gonna listen to that? You might be talking and it might be going into one ear out the other, and they might be thinking that they in love and that's all they got to lose. They have nothing to lose, and they just want to be with you. And if you break up with them, it's the end. In their mind, if you break up with them, it's the end of the world. So what you gonna do with it? A person that ain't got nothing to lose is a dangerous person. Very dangerous. So you have to be careful, even if you be with somebody for a long time. That might start off good and stuff. I had pictures, but like I said, I can't bring them up. I had downloaded them so I could bring up the pictures of these people. The Louisiana guy with the 8 kids and stuff like that. It'll be on my thumbnail. But the guy with the 8 kids and the wife told him that she was gonna leave, and I guess he had nothing to lose, so he like, hey, I might. Who does that to kids though? I mean, I don't think it's right to take out no adults. I don't think it's right to take out nobody. But I guess people just snap and lose it, and people be. Some people you can't tell them that you leaving. You can't be planning around them where they see where you gonna move on, leave them behind, because they don't have nothing to lose. They will take your ass out in a heartbeat. I mean, and if you in a relationship right now and you don't feel safe, you need to be thinking about, well, it's a reason why I don't feel safe with this person. If they putting their hands on you and abusing you, it's a good chance that if you tell them you leaving, they might take you out. So you gonna have to just go. You just gonna have to just disappear. Like you gonna have to leave. You gonna have to leave. You might gotta leave some stuff behind and save your life, your damn life, because it's to that point now. I seen this years ago where it was a lot of women getting taken out. It's men getting taken out too by the women, but it's not at the rate that the men are doing it. I know it's a spiritual thing, the rise of the feminine, divine feminine, and I think a lot of men are in fear of that, and not because women gonna rule. When I say the rise of the divine feminine, that means the rise of the feminine in the men too. That means that creative side. That left side that the side that you tap into your creativity and discernment in the subconscious. When I say the rise of the feminine, because we got a lot of women that ain't fit the rule either. We got a lot of women that need to be. I don't know what need to be done with them, but they not good. They not good leaders. A lot of them, they about power. And they women. They men. They women. What are they, men with vaginas? Yeah, we got a lot of them. And I'm not gonna say it's all on them. It's how they were raised. It's society, how they grew up. They dealing with traumas and all of that too. So we got a lot of women that are toxic too. But I'm just saying, like, I'm seeing that these men ain't playing with these women. They taking these women up out of here. Like it could be the fiance, like the Ashley Janae situation. I don't know if what is that was a sacrifice or it seemed like it, or she was involved in with him into, it seemed like she was doing her little as above, so below stuff, and ain't nothing wrong with getting into spiritual stuff. But you got to be careful who you get involved with, because every spiritual person is not a good person that you need to be dealing with or whatever, or getting involved in doing stuff with. Because a lot of these people, they'll get you involved in stuff and for you to be their sacrifice, so they want to control you, or they using your energy, and they crazy. They not just purely spiritual, they psychopaths too. And these people are honestly, they really, they could be serial killers in their past life and it click back up now. Like they could have been done did got you in a past life and they ain't finished out they cycle with you. So you never know. Like you thinking like I know this person, like they'll never do this to me. You don't know. You don't remember. They could have done did that to you in a past life. I'm just saying. You can't avoid some stuff. Some stuff you gotta face, but you got to be careful being comfortable with people. You got to be careful telling people that you're going to leave. You got to be careful even going to court and getting restraining orders that ain't even enough. You better be learning how to protect yourself. If you got a restraining order on somebody and you know that they mind ain't right, you better be having you a weapon. You better be ready. I'm just telling you what, I've been in some situations. I'm telling you, you better be ready. You got to be ready to leave stuff behind sometimes. Like, fuck that materialistic stuff. What you gonna do with it if you gone? You worried about a lot of shit that ain't gonna matter if you ain't here no more. What you gonna do if you gone? You gonna hover over it as a ghost? What? I'm not just saying just, but it's some stuff. Not your life is priceless. Is valuable. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be in a situation where you could have walked away from and then you get taken out and you gotta go through this shit again. You gotta go start all over again. Gotta remember all this. You gotta remember, like that movie. What's that movie? That new episode back on front. You gotta keep going and do the same shit over and over again. And the motherfucker already ahead of you. They done been here 1,000 years, 500 at least. They like, here she come again through this cycle. And you gotta go. This gonna happen. They already know there's 10 steps ahead of you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta remember again. But you're gonna win. But I'm just saying be careful of being too comfortable with people because you never know spiritually what kind of cycle y'all got or you know what I'm saying. You don't never know like how they change up and you don't never really know a person. You never really know. I don't care if you've been with them 20 years. I don't get that comfortable with nobody. I don't get that comfortable. I was married in a relationship for a long time. I don't trust people like that. I don't even trust people that I don't even trust my family members. I don't be that comfortable with family like that. I don't trust nobody like that because it say in that book that y'all said that's what God word is. It say don't trust no man, and it ain't just talking about a man. It's talking about people in general. Don't put your trust in. I'm never get too comfortable, and look at the signs. Do not be like, oh, they didn't mean that, or yeah, he upset or she upset today. When somebody show you who they is, what that lady say? Oprah Winfrey, mental. What's her name? Maya Angelou. She said when somebody show you who they are, it don't matter if it can be a woman too. You got women, you know what I'm saying? They not taking out these men at the rate that these men taking out these women. Like I said, I remember this a few years, like several years ago. It was women getting taken out. It was a wave of that years ago. I don't know if that was a rise of the divine feminine energy then. It was a wave. It was like years and years ago. And I know one of my classmates, one of my beautiful classmates, may she rest in peace. Beautiful girl. She got taken out by her boyfriend. I think he took her. I think he didn't even take the coward. He didn't take himself out. He took her out. She was gorgeous too. She was gorgeous. A cool lady. Very pretty. Very pretty. And she was naturally looked like that. She was, I don't know, she looked like a white girl, but she had the complexion of a Caucasian, but the lady, and this wasn't no plastic surgery or nothing. This folk Kim Kardashian stuff and all that. She had the complexion of a white girl, but she had the features of a black woman. I don't know if she was, I don't know what her all the bloodline was going on there, but she had the skin complexion of a white girl, but the lady looked like a black girl. We was in school together. I'm talking about her features. She was different looking. And maybe she was just had the fair because it's people that's melanated that have the looking like a Caucasian, but they really actually come from melanated people. But this is how she looked. She was very exotic looking, but she had the blonde hair and all of that. But the lady looked, her features looked like she was a sister. And this won't no alterations or nothing because we was like teenagers and she was looking like that. But her boyfriend took her out and her grandmother was like really hurt about that. I of course, cause she raised her and everything. But yeah, so that was really sad. And I noticed during that time it was a lot of women, domestic violence and all that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've experienced that shit. I know. I'm telling you what I know. People when they ain't right in the mind and they going through all this different stuff and they ain't got nothing to lose, you need to get away from them. Sometimes you might gotta leave the materialistic stuff behind and take yourself and your life, your kids, whatever you got, and get on down the road. You can always get things again. Like it's like even credit. Like you can always it don't take long to clean up your credit and stuff like that. Like we just don't we not taught this stuff in school. Like it's school really be a waste of time. It really make you into a slave, really. I'm just being real. When they taught how to do trust, when they little kids, they taught about getting real estate equity and all this and that and having their own bank or whatever and collateral and all that. They don't teach us this stuff. And they make it seem like it's impossible to get, which it's not. I'm telling you. It's not impossible to acquire several properties. It's not impossible to have it's not even hard to become a status. You don't have to sell your soul to become you don't even have to sell out to become a millionaire. It's a way to do it. It's a guaranteed plan where you can not have a lot, but if you have certain things in place, you can get to a certain level without selling your soul and your selling your asshole and you don't have to. That's we have really we think we don't we really need to go within and start healing ourselves because they have made us into uh slaves as far as materialism and lust of the flesh. We think that everything is based on looks and sex and drugs and just abuse of the flesh. It's not. Listen, you can be. It's a lot of bad people with money, but it's some good people with money that ain't did all that shit. You don't have to do all. You don't have to do that. It's a way, and it's a way that you can live your dream without compromising yourself. They want you to believe it, and now with all these systems falling, you can be working on yourself now and you don't have to be don't nobody gotta listen, don't nobody gotta leave you nothing. I know I get up here and I be like talking shit because people be getting on my nerves and I just be going through my retrogrades and stuff like that sometimes, but it's not all through the conversation where I'm talking about family, oh God, oh my mommy and dad. I don't give. Listen, God bless them because bless me to sprinkle with blood. Honey, I ain't gonna say that I ain't never had no help. But I have been a person that's been outspoken and been looked at as like the rebellious black sheep. And I'm the good hearted person, but when they need something, they come to me. But I don't get no praise for it. They'll make it seem like I never been there. I never helped nobody. I'm the bad guy. I'm the Frankenstein and this and that. And I be the one that's, what I'm saying, powering the program, putting people on, which I don't even care. I'm not playing them games no more. But I'm just saying, I'm trying to do it as a collective thing. Now, for the people that want to resonate with me and the people that, vibe with me on my frequency, then we cool. Like, I ain't got, look, I'm trying to help myself, but I'm willing to help people that's willing to want to help themselves. For the degenerates and the motherfuckers that just don't give a fuck and they just want to go to hell with them damn whatever, then okay, fine. I'm gonna let you have your free will and do you. But the people that want some guidance and want to listen and want and when somebody give you information to help you, you want to show them not worship or not like you worshiping them, but you want to say, I appreciate them. You want to acknowledge them because if you don't acknowledge somebody, you're not going to be acknowledged. Just like you doing other people. Like right now, if you listening to my live and you taking this information and you getting something out of it and you think that, oh, well, I'm gonna go on my page and just say what she said and I ain't gonna give no acknowledgement or no likes up here. That's not good energy. Cause every time I listen to somebody's stuff, even if I don't like the person or don't agree with all they say, if I'm gonna sit there and listen to their live and stuff and get bullet points and information where I can take to my platform that's larger and used, I'm gonna give that person a like or something. Even if I don't put nothing in the comment, I'm gonna at least like their stuff. I'm not gonna sit up here. That's that is not good energy. I'm not gonna sit up here and I'm gonna listen to what she say because she a smaller platform, and then I'm gonna go back and use it on my okay. And y'all wonder why y'all don't get the recognition and you don't get the attention that you want from other people because you do that. You create that. You put it out there. You put that energy out and it comes back to you. I don't get on nobody's page and look at their stuff and listen to them. Even if I don't agree with the person, even if I don't like the content creator, if I'm listening to them and I'm enjoying what they saying and I'm getting something out of it, I give a like. I might even comment. I'm gonna do something. So yeah, I don't get up here and say, oh, I'm gonna go to this small platform and then I'm gonna take these ideas back to my platform and use it and not even like, subscribe, or share or something. But anyway, uh, people get too caught up in materialism. They get in these relationships. They don't have no prenups or whatever, and they get into materialism. And that's what it be a lot of times. It be energy. They don't want to lose that energy, and they don't want to lose that money and that power. And that's got to do with the ego. So that Louisiana thing with the kids, that was horrible. Them people ain't gonna get over that. They not gonna never get over that. I don't even know if the wife and the sister gonna survive. And then this man went on a high speed chase after he shot them kids, bang bang the kids, the wife and the sisters, and it was somebody else because they said there was 11 people. Then he went on a rampage and jacked somebody's car. Then you got something going on in where these pregnant women getting taken out. I don't know if these women dealing with these married people or the man don't want the babies or whatever, but these pregnant women getting taken 8 months pregnant, 5 months pregnant, getting taken out on this shit is crazy. Then if it ain't that, you got these women being abused. I guess it start off with that. They in these abusive relationships and they getting their ass tore up and they killing them slowly. Cause when you let a man and whatever, a woman or a man beat on you like that, that is not healthy. That could cause you to have arthritis, cancers, and brains. All kind of shit can come upon your body. Cause the body not supposed to be beat on. It's a temple. Don't nobody supposed to be beating you and kicking you and beating you in the head and all that. Even that emotional and psychological abuse and stuff. You don't supposed to be being intimidated and abused and verbally abused and talk. No. No, that's no way to live. And it's time for people to stop being afraid to walk away and start all over and go. Just what it is. Stop being afraid of the unknown and go and get away. Leave. Leave. Don't let nobody play on you. I don't care if you think you fat, ugly, too skinny, whatever. Whatever you think you is, you're more than that. You need to not put up with it. And you're gonna find out, oh, I don't, it's when you go into the unknown and you make that first step, God will make the next step. Big Mama Universe will help you. You go into the unknown, doors will open up. When one door closes, I'm telling you, another door opens. You will be fine. If you get away from some stuff, when you close some doors and leave toxic stuff alone and those kind of monitoring, controlling spirits and people trying to, what I'm saying, hold you back and abuse you and you don't know if you safe and this and that and you don't know if they're going to poison you. When you leave that kind of stuff alone, do you know how much blessings come to you? Do you know how many doors open up for you? It may seem tough in the beginning, but you're going to be all right because you went in the right direction and you got away from something that was trying to take you. That's the goal, to take you out, whether it's to take you out for far as you committing a crime and doing something crazy and snapping. whether you getting put in a crazy house, walking around like little Nas X and stuff. And a lot of these people, they be doing crazy stuff because they doing these rituals, and these rituals is getting their minds all possessed and stuff. They doing these. When I seen that man sitting there with Obama, and I'm like, yeah. And these he probably done been through hazing and the brothers under the brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling what kind of fracturing it do to the mind for these people to climb up these societal ladders of success. They gotta do all this compromising and stuff like that. You know, I seen the pictures with him and the wife. They standing up there. I don't know if they had their hands over their chest and they was pledging to the flag or what, or was it one of the sisterhoods or brother? But I guess he said, "Look, I'm not leaving out of here. I'm taking you with me." Cause I mean, I'm pretty sure when you marry somebody, you know a lot of the stuff they be involved in. You know what I'm saying? You know what? You know your spouse. You know your mate. You know. A lot of times these people, you know how they say, how can two walk together except they agree? When the stuff going good, you know, a lot of times we women, we be all in cahoots with it. Like, yeah, he doing good. He making me look good. Then when that stuff start bleeding through the cracks, it's like, yeah, it's time for me to go. And a lot of times these men like, I don't, oh no, I don't. We don't been together now. You ain't about. Don't tell nobody you leaving. I ain't. I'm not. Listen, if you, that's why a lot of people ain't here no more. Cause they be like, I'm leaving and I'm never coming back. I'm not gonna tell you I'm going nowhere. You might not even get no phone call. Who? Shit. That's why I'm here today. I ain't telling nobody I'm leaving. That's it. This the last straw. No, don't say nothing. Don't say do like some of them Caucasian women do. Cause they told me, the white man told me, said, you never know what they gonna do. They so deceived. Look, play that shit like you ain't even bothered. Don't even argue with people, especially if you out of the country. You ain't on American soil. And even if you on American soil and you on that man's territory and you can't see your way to no help, don't be arguing and stuff. Get a hold of yourself and your emotions. Okay, he cheated. Okay, he did some bull crap. But you need to survive. You need to get around some safety. And on top of that, after you do get away, you keep your eyes open and be watchful. You keep you a weapon. Keep something on you. Move somewhere where you can. Keep something on you where a motherfucker looking strange, like they want some change, and you give them a change them on up out of here. You know what I'm saying? You protect. You learn self defense, and you start going to target practice. You need to learn how to protect yourself and be aware, looking in all your rear view mirrors, looking at the like. I know it was a situation where my somebody I know seemed like they were being stalked, and I'm like, look, I had to let the stalker know, look, little motherfucker, you got the wrong one, cause I'm always aware. Like the way you running up thinking that, cause I was driving a family member car. I was driving a. I am not the one to be. I did. I'm telling you, I'm a very aware person because of some of the things I went through and how I grew up and stuff, and it's just my personality. I seen the person like kind of follow. I'm like, they gonna walk up and be like, and I was ready. I'm like, oh hell no. They was like, oh, I thought you was her. You drive just like. I'm like, well, I'm gonna tell you with that stalker shit, you gonna get fucked up playing with me, cause I'm not. I ain't saying that my family member ain't aware, but sometimes they be kind of not. You know how. Look, you know how that when Drewski played Erica Kirk, she had that she had that window ordering that damn latte for that dog and she's singing down the road. Look, yeah, I enjoy myself. I ain't just paranoid and all that, but honey, I'm looking. I'm looking in them mirrors and stuff like that. I'm already aware of like, yeah, this and that and this situation that. No, don't play with me. Don't play with me. I was like, I told him, I was like, let me tell you something. The next time you do your little stalking shit, cause he thought that I was the person that he had been in a relationship with, but I was driving a car that day. I let him know the next time you want to play that little stalking shit, I'm not her. I'm gonna put some fire up under your ass. Cause I don't play that. I don't play. I don't know what you got on your mind. So if I see you acting a certain way and snooping around, then I'm thinking strange. I'm thinking danger. Like you, yeah, Snoop. Yeah, I'm at the house. I mean, this was a while ago. I'm at the house. He don't know I'm in there now. He's snooping around, talking about some. Oh, I seen a all on the back porch. I'm like, this motherfucker is crazy. Like what? I'm like, nigga, what you trying to do? Cause you ain't about to do that around me. Cause I'm gonna let you have it. Like this, I don't know if you. I know they be like nonchalant and lot, but I ain't in no la there. Listen. Don't play with me like that, cause your mama be wearing a black dress. Like your mama be if I gotta choose between, and this ain't even my situation. This was a family member situation, and this nigga was stalking. Yeah, he was stalking because they had been in been in a relationship, and he was crazy. But I'm like, he didn't know I was there, and I didn't want him to know I was there because I want to pop out and surprise. I can get on that level of crazy. Okay, don't play with me. Don't play with me. All this stalking the house, stalking around the house and following. I'm like, yeah, it's me. Like Cardi B said, it's me. It was me in the car, bitch. And I am going to react in a way where I'm going to be protecting myself. But no, don't be playing with me. I told him, I said, don't be playing. I didn't have no idea you was here. I said, that's the point. That's the point. And he backed off because one crazy person know another crazy. I'm like, we going pound for pound, bitch. What? Like, it ain't gonna be none of that while Sophia in town, okay? It's not about to be none of that, okay? We shutting this shit down. This shit gonna shut down. Now I ain't saying that I got all the power and control and all that. I'm not gonna get in my ear, but I know one thing. If I gotta defend myself, I'm ready for it. You ain't about to sit there. I ain't gonna say you might not win the fight. I ain't gonna say I win, but you gonna know I been there, bitch. You ain't gonna just walk away. You gonna know I fucking been there. You ain't playing. I'm not playing with nobody like. I'm not playing with these niggas like that. No, I done came too far. I done went through too much to let some crazy crackerjack motherfucker that I ain't even involved with. I'm not look, I'm very skeptical of relationships and stuff like that. I would love to be in a union and this and that. I done been married before. I know how crazy these people are. I done dated and stuff too. Been married, been in a long-term relationship. Besides, these motherfuckers are crazy, and they very deceitful. And a lot of times they don't want to let somebody go that they know that, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna help them. It ain't even about love all the time. It's about comfort and them having to do the less they can do. And when they lose that security, they doing all the shit they want to do. But when they lose that backbone or whatever, it's a problem then. You know what I'm saying? They doing everything they can to disrupt and chaos, and it's always something. But when you ready to go, don't tell them you leaving, cause that's a problem. Oh, I got nothing to lose, and they already got mommy issues. Shit. Now it's some good men out here. It's some decent ones. I don't know if it's many, but it's some out here that love their wife, they love their girlfriends, they fiance, they protect their kids and all this and that. They ain't gonna harm nobody. But the thing is, it's too many out here that is doing bullshit. So you gotta vet them, vet them, vet them, vet them. Don't invite nobody to your house around your kids. Don't be sleeping with these people and think you can move them in right fast and invite them to the house and stuff. You don't even know if this a human being had the time. Y'all, these motherfuckers, all they gotta do is shape shift into something y'all want. Y'all take them right home, right around your family, right? Let's say it's some shit like on something on like that movie From. Motherfucker trying to get to one of your family members, all they gotta do is find you the weak link, and you will bring them right around. That's sad. That's fucking sad. That's sad when you gotta watch your family members, cause you know, like they not like you. You gonna be like, I don't want to be around you, cause you don't know, you're not aware. Like you're a liability. You're the weakness. You don't know what you bringing around. You don't just bring people of that. You can bring somebody around your family. They take the whole fucking family out, kids and everything. It's that detrimental. It's been that serious. It's been that real. Stop getting caught up in the lust of the flesh and thinking that you in a fucking fairy tale, and get some backbone. Stop being what the Bible says a weak woman, where these men go in their houses and take them captive. These weak women and a weak man. It's weak men. I seen weak men out here that deal with these women that ain't nothing but not good witches. Witches from fucking hell. They bring them around and they just destroy the whole, go through the whole family and sleep with their brothers and cousins. And just witches from hell. And the men do the same thing. Look at old girl from Mary Mary. She was praying. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. God bless her soul, bless her. But all that, look, they told us a lie. They told us a fucking lie. Because they told me this when I was going to church and I was in the Pentecostal holiness. They told me, you know what I'm saying, like you can pray and fast and all this and that, and then your husband will get right and saved. He'll get. Listen, that is, if somebody don't want to be saved, and they don't want to change, and they don't want to do right, and they don't want to stop cheating and drinking and smoking and the crack, or smoking dope, or smoking weed, or whatever. I don't even say you don't have to use something. A lot of the people that's using drugs is possessed though. They let the drugs use them and take them over. Most of our people need to just become sober and get in sobriety. Even when it comes to drinking and all that stuff, they get too caught up into it and they get possessed with it, and they don't be no fucking good. So that, you know what I'm saying? We say don't use a drug, don't let the drug use you, you use a drug. Some people are so disciplined they can use it for meditation, they can use it for spiritual practices, and they have self-discipline. Most of our people don't. They abuse stuff. They abuse it, whether it's sex, alcohol, drugs, anything, relationships. They just abusive people. I don't know what, like a Senator Ducatir said, I don't know what happened to these people after the last reset. They lost their goddamn mind. Cause it ain't too many that's gonna be on that straight and narrow. These motherfuckers, I used to defend them and be like, y'all, they gotta wake up and heal and did it. These motherfuckers going around here taking out, just doing too much. They doing too much. Not everybody, but a lot of them just gonna not make it. They not gonna make it. Bobby Hemmings said it. And I didn't understand when I heard him say that years ago. A lot of them gotta go. A lot of people that look like us ain't gonna make it, and they got to go, honey. They got to go. I mean, it's just is what it is. It's sad, but it's true. You can't do nothing with them. You can't tell them nothing. They all ignorant. Don't know. Won't learn. Won't learn how to communicate. Go. You ask them something. It's simple. They get an attitude. They got an attitude all the time. Don't know how to communicate properly. I done seen a motherfucker. It won't even legal. They stand in front of the establishment smoking something that they won't supposed to be smoking, instead of going around the fucking back. And I was with a young person. I was like, look at this. Look how different people think. This person was younger than the motherfucker out there smoking. They was like, look, that's terrible. Look, they out there in the front, and this ain't and smoking when they could go around the back and be discreet about it. Then I go inside the establishment. I'm trying to get something. They in there playing Sexy Red. And the guy, and the person that I was with, I was like, yeah, I be playing. I was like, yeah, she cute. Holler at her. You know what that person said? They was like, no, she ain't wearing her natural hair and it's blonde. I'm like, shit. Sometimes I don't be wearing my natural hair and it be blonde. And he was like, and see, that's no, I used to wear that hair all the time. And if I want to put some blonde hair on there, I will. But they say when we wear blonde hair, it's because we trying to fit the beauty standards of the white woman, and we don't like ourselves when we wear wigs and all that. And I say that's some bullshit. Now, some people don't some people do have low self-esteem. They don't want to look like they natural selves now. They told us we were ugly and we got bad. Who the fuck got bad hair? And our hair is naturally organic to the earth. That naturally woolly hair ain't no fucking bad. That's a good shit, baby. That's that good shit. Okay? If you got naturally woolly hair, you are a manifestation of the originals, and you are a manifestation of God. Okay? Of God. Whether they say it's a man or you are the original woolly hair. Now we got people that's melanated with all different hair textures, so they lied. The indigenous people, the Moors, of what they call the Indians, don't just got no straight hair and light brown skin. They are dark. Some of them have woolly hair. Some of them have medium hair. Some of them have very thin hair. So it's very different hair textures that go along with being the originals and the indigenous. They lied to us bad. They just told us anything dark and anything with woolly hair is demonic and curse and all that shit. Religion. Listen, don't believe the hype. They anything they touch, they fucking corrupt it. Okay, and it's not no, it's not true. It's not true. Um. So yeah, that lady from Mary, she was praying and fasting for that husband and stuff. And they had us trying to do that. Listen, you can shave your head and all that. He probably be like, damn, I'm gonna come at home and hit it for a little while. They not gonna change if they don't wanna change. That's the same thing as you saying you gonna go see the root dog. Listen, if you think you gonna change somebody free, listen, that's even in the Black's law book. You are a free sovereign, free will human being. When you come into this world, you got free you ain't got no when you born, you don't have no birth certificate, you don't have no so you are a free sovereign being. We don't get the chains on us in slavery till we get, our parents didn't know it, but till they sign that shit, get us that Social Security, we become a property of the Wall Street of the U.S. corporation. Once they sign that birth certificate, we become property of the U.S. corporation. Then we become the straw man, right? And we become what is it? They can trade us on Wall Street as a third party creditor because we are what is it? We're stock and all that. Then that's why they say we got that bank. That Social Security number is a bank account where it's millions and millions of dollars, but you can't access it. But it's a way to access it without actually trying to get the money. But listen, I love them Florida people. It's them people in Florida and Georgia on another echelon, especially Florida, honey. Them people in Florida ain't gonna be broke. So I understand that lady. I know she not from Miami, but that's where she was living at. You go out in Miami, y'all be thinking like people flashy. Y'all don't travel. Y'all don't be dealing with different people of the world. If you go out to fucking like California, Miami, them places like that, especially Miami and them areas, them motherfuckers about that money. They ain't thinking about no $1 million. Them motherfuckers out there thinking about $1 trillion. They thinking about trillion. That is the Florida on another level. When I went out there, them people, that air, it's just something about that. I really, I really know Florida is on another echelon. Because when I went out there, I didn't even want to leave. I've been out there a couple of times, but when I went out there, man, the last time I didn't. It is shit. I didn't even, I was like, man, if I don't leave now, I'm not even gonna leave. They was trying to get me to stay. Listen, it was so cool though. Cause when you vibing with a frequency, I was like, these people ain't thinking about no $1 million or no, they thinking about trillions. They on another level. They was like a million, a billion, shit. Then what? It's just different. It's just different, man. They just think different. Like that's why I know, like the lady Ashley Janae, she was flashing all that, and people thinking, oh, she's mere material. That's how they. That's just the vibe. Like it's different. It's cool in a way, but you might say, well, yeah, they're very, but they so ambitious. Like hey, I'm a person that's like really in tune to nature. I'm not materialistic, but I admire the fact that they not just limiting themselves to like, oh, well, this is how it's gonna. They thinking out of the fucking box. It's like they trying to create, and then some of them is creating they fucking reality. Like, man, they were creating their realities. They ain't listening to whose report do you believe type shit. They creating their realities. I don't know what some people be around. But I was around some people that was like, these motherfuckers had everybody I was dealing with had yachts. I be like, Oh, which yacht I'm gonna go on it? I mean, it just different, and they were putting me on the stuff, and I wasn't even out there for no year or nothing like that, and I was getting put on to like shit that it really changed my mind about like just the U.S. corporation and how the system works, and all. I mean, it really put me on to some shit. Even some of the stuff I learned, I tested it out, and come to find out it was true. I be like, they really way ahead of us in some areas. They really are way ahead of us. We need to be collabing with our people that's positive and that can teach us something and stuff like that and stuff. We can learn from each other, but I'm just saying, them people in Florida, them that group that I met out there, man, they on another level. Like they on another level. Them people ain't thinking about no million or no $1 billion. Them people thinking about trillions. So I understand the lady, uh how they $80,000 ain't shit to them. $90,000 ain't shit to them. I ain't talking about the. I'm not talking about the people that's the reg. I'm talking about them people that I was talking to out there and stuff that was showing me stuff. I mean, and one day I learned so much it like to blew my mind. That's why it's good to travel. People be like, I never went to this here or went. How can you just stay in one place and never go anywhere? How? I guess if I never travel like and I never met different diversities of people, I would be. That's why people be like, "You be happy." I'm not a miserable person because I'm enjoying my life now, and I have always, even through the bullshit, even though I went through stuff with marriages and this and that, divorcing and the family and the bitch. I still be finding my tribe and people. I still be getting my blessings. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't I don't have I know how to let stuff go, and I don't have what is it? I don't have hatred in my heart. I might not fuck with you. I might leave your ass, and I might leave you alone and branch off after I see that that you don't mean me no good, and I might deal with you from. But I don't hate you. I let it go and release it and fill myself up with good things. I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna say I haven't sat there for a little while at the crossroads and it was a little tough for me to. I ain't gonna sit here and tell y'all that that I could just. Sometimes it's been a little tough. Some situations been tough to walk away from. Some things I struggle with. Some things was not easy to let go of. But you know what? I don't regret it. I don't regret none of it. I'm telling you. And I used to be afraid of the unknown. Yeah, I used to be afraid of the unknown and afraid that if I lose this one and that one, I'm gonna be by myself and they not gonna love me no more and all this and that. What's meant for you will stick. It will stand with you. What's meant for you, the real unconditional love, it's gonna stand. Anything that's real and show enough is gonna stand. All that illusionary Truman Show, fake shit, it won't meant to be anyway. It's you breaking through the illusion. So you got to go into the unknown. You got to walk away from things. You got to let things go. If it's really meant to be, and it balances out and heals itself and works it, then it'll fit back into the puzzle at some time or another. But it's seasons. Sometimes it ain't your season to be around certain areas. It ain't your season to be around certain people, places, or things. You got to separate. It's a time of separation. It's a time of branching off. It's a time of setting boundaries. It's a time of going within and pouring into yourself. It's a time to being able to give, and then it's a time to be able to pull back. Pull it back in. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be in the same energy of giving, giving, give. This is springtime now. What is this? The season to plant? This ain't harvest season. This is planting season. You can't be harvesting nothing and giving it. You got to be planting the spring. Even the farmers is saying that Hermes situation is interrupting their farming practices where they would normally have the fertilizer and stuff. I think they saying it maybe some type of short. They trying to honey. They trying to create the apocalypse and the rapture and the damn what is it? They trying to force it on the plagues of starvation and what else is it? The water shortages and the wormwood and all this stuff they trying to they ain't no that look whatever. Okay, that's what I say. Whatever. Okay, right now my goal, your goal should be going within, healing, letting go, creating your realities. Like a seer. See, I give people credit. A seer the Duke of Tears was saying it's time for us to start creating movies and videos and songs of the outcome we want. Okay, we got it in us. It's time for us to start creating and writing what we want the outcomes to be. Creating our outcomes. When art imitates life, taking this technology and creating the outcomes we want. Not what they said, what whose report do you believe, but what realities we want. We need to start creating in whatever way we gotta write it down and we need to be putting it out here. But we need to start creating the outcomes that we want. What do you want? Like I heard somebody that's like, well, they said, no, what the fuck do you say? Not what they said. What do you want to happen? Like, what would you like for your outcome to be? What would you like for to happen in the world today? What would you like for it? Would you like the water? Like, for instance, I'm like, my outcome is the water is purified. There's no chemicals. We have found a way to, which is ways to do that. Like, they make you think it's the end because it's the end for they motherfucking ass. But it ain't, it ain't the end. It's the end of this bullshit system, but it ain't the end of the world. The world gonna be here. You better keep rising to the top and keep healing and creating your heaven on earth. The heaven is within. This is a reality that the water can be purified, the soil can be the mother nature, the earth can be healed. Okay, we can get rid of these things. That's 1% that's fucking up, trying to make that's eating these babies and doing. A world where they ain't fucking around no more, gone for good. How about that? How about we start thinking like that and creating material like that so we can believe that the kids can believe it and the generations to come can believe it. How about we start creating the realities that we want and to stop? Oh, they gonna blow the world up. No, no, not in my world. No, that's not gonna happen. What's gonna happen is these trees about to grow back. We ain't gonna have to go to the supermarkets no more. We're gonna have purified food again. We're gonna be getting nutrients from the food. We're gonna grow with we fuck alone. Our damn yard gonna be our supermarket. How about that? How about our yards being our super? How about we getting along with each other? We healing. Okay. I can't date you right now because I'm doing some shadow work. I'm working on myself. Well, you know what? You know what, my son goddess, I'm working on myself too. I decided that I need to go within and heal my mama issues. And I need to work on me and heal my trauma. And I tell you what, while you working on yourself, I'm gonna be working on myself. And we can give each other some tips and bounce back and forth. But I don't want to get in a union and we both got trauma and stuff. Cause I don't want to, we gonna stop this taking each other out now. We gonna start healing and coming together, building instead of destroying, right? We not gonna hurt each other. We gonna heal. I'm gonna go heal my trauma. You gonna go heal yours. We're gonna do a little test to see if we can communicate with each other. We're gonna start vetting each other back and forth, and then as we heal and work on each other, then maybe we can come together and build and not destroy. That's the future. That's the reality I'm trying to create. Fuck all this bullshit where you gotta have every time you turn around, you're hearing about 1 hour people taking. Lord, look at that. He done got himself together. He ain't drinking no more. He done control them demons. Girl, look at him. Girl, he done got himself together. He got control of himself. He ain't sleeping with everybody that open their legs up. Girl, look at that. Look at Bobby. Bobby, you look. What you been doing? I've been healing my trauma. That's the reality I'm creating. I have been. This is Bob. I'm just saying a random name. I've been working on myself. I healed my mom. Oh, Bobby, what you do? I done healed my trauma, healing my mama, daddy trauma. I done healed my childhood trauma. I realize I don't have to have these addictions and stuff like that. And I'm trying to heal my hatred for women. I'm talking about a man I'm just saying a general man. I'm healing my hatred for women because of what happened to me with my mama issues and stuff like that. So that when I get me a girlfriend or a woman or whatever, I won't resent her because I didn't heal my trauma. I'm going within, working on myself. That's why I look better. I'm not drinking like I used to. I'm not smoking that herb like I used to. I don't let that pipe go, all that, because I'm healing there. I don't need that stuff. I'm not dependent on that, and I'm not as abusive as I used to be towards women and the children and stuff like that. I decided that I need to start spending time with my children, cause they didn't. I brought them here, and I'm trying to clean up my credit and stuff like that and get myself. That's what the reality I'm creating. Our men is not taking the women out. They working on themselves and healing and getting their life together and realizing that just because a woman want to leave you, it don't mean it's the end. You still got. Do you realize? Do you realize how bright of a future you got if you just go in and start and do the work? Do the work. You don't gotta depend on nobody after a while. You don't gotta have no woman that got no money that you gotta pimp out and control. And if she lose her job or she leave you, or she take. Listen, you can have abundance. You can start with nothing right now and start working on yourself from within and healing. And that way, when you do get with somebody, we ain't gotta hear these stories. I believe we ain't gonna be hearing these stories. I believe these people gonna start working on themselves and healing their trauma, and this mess gonna end. Cause it say it get worse before it get better. So I believe a change has come and a change is here. But we just look bad right now because of everything is coming to a head, and people is getting people is getting out of their mind about all this war and the water and the gas, and they already living in. They got them living in poverty, y'all. Poverty is done by design. That's a Truman Show too. Poverty, living in these poor areas, and that shit is it's a construct. They want to make you lose your mind and stuff like that. It's all a game. It's all a show. No, you're not poor. You're not poor. I'm telling you. They come with these contracts. Oh, can you sign on this dotted line? We need a sacrifice of blood. Them people end up with nothing anyway. They just. You don't have to do all that. And if you think you got to do all that, you need to start working on yourself and healing, because you don't have to do all this stuff. You don't have to go to Dubai that ain't even real, that don't even really exist no more, because Iran done blew them out into the Stone Age, because it won't no real place anyway. And they was in cahoots with the corporation and benefiting from us. And they all benefit from oppression of the melanated people of the. This is where this is. If you only knew who you really were. So they benefit from oppressing us, all of them. That's why they get the protection of the military bases all over there on their little fake cities and stuff. That's all that was about over there, like Asir the Ducatir said. They military bases in them fake cities over there, okay? And them ain't even real Muslims. Them people, them men like each other. That's why they treat. Why you think any country, even in them African countries where they treat women like they treat women and children, they don't like no women. They don't like women like that. Them is not. I don't know what. I think they Sabat. What my boy say, Asir? Sabat Franks. Them people believe in sacrificing children and all that too. They not the real authentic people. That Strait of Hermes and all that stuff over there is Africa. It was owned by indigenous melanated people. Even back in the early 1900s, like 1940, those people over there were black. Black. Now they might have mixed up, and see, they send people in to lighten up the skin tones of the original people. That's what they always do. But them original people, the Strait of Hormuz, and all of that, Palestine and Yemen, those people were melanated people. They over time they people migrate there. They send people in to lighten up the original bloodline, but those people were melanated people, even in India. And I don't understand how they racist. And I done seen, I'm like, you darker than me. How you prejudiced against me? How you racist and you darker than me? You like 5 shades darker than me, bitch. The fuck? I know when you was over there in India, you was in that caste system, cause you darker than you like 5 shades me. My darker than me. And you come over here and you think you gonna be racist? No, yeah, they only come here because of the melanin. They can only come here. Like I told this man, he was trying to talk to me or whatever. I'm like, look, don't come to me with that constant stuff talking about American people, because yeah, we got a lot of issues, but you can't talk about our issues because what y'all ain't even got no developed hospitals. Only place over there that really got a hospital is a couple of places in Africa. It's like Johannesburg and it ain't Sierra Leone, but I know it's Miss Mauritia. That's the only place I would go where I would feel safe if I got hurt. Is there in a couple of other places? It ain't many places. But you can go over to Asia, over to Thailand, and even Vietnam and China and all them places. Not Cambodia. And you can get good medical care. You can go to the hospital and get the for $50 and $70 and get all kind of wonderful shit done. And good doctors, private doc. What? Even in Colombia, right? Colombia, Cuba, Colombia, or whatever. You can go and have great, but in Africa, they ain't really got no. They got all this. They come over here. Oh, they don't like black Americans anyway. They think they better, but you got to come over here. And if, like I told him, if it weren't for my people and my ancestors and me, even the ones that's under the bridge, the black people that's sitting under the bridge out of their minds, strung out, y'all wouldn't be able to come here because they don't like y'all. When you go to other countries, they don't like them people from Africa. And I like some. It's some I fuck with and stuff like that, but not many. Because they really don't like. But how you think you better than me and we did more? We even made it so y'all can come over here and talk shit and send money back to y'all people and talk about how wonderful y'all homeland is and trying to get us to go over there so they can take us out. And they got all those secret societies. And y'all ass ain't over there. Y'all crying because y'all don't want to go back home. What the fuck? Y'all over here bragging, but you left. We ain't leave. We been here. We been here so long, them motherfuckers had to lie and tell us we came on a slave ship and stole our identity and did it with a census. Told us we come from Africa, which honestly, before the back, actually, this was like a part of Africa. So it's they really using wordplay because really, this used to be considered somewhat part of Africa when the. So it is like wordplay. So North America, it wasn't no such thing as North American South. It was all the Americas. So yeah, yeah, they were these people were prisoner of war. They weren't enslaved. These are the people that own the land. My granddaddy, my great grandfather owned million. He was owned millions of acres. So how could he have been a slave? And he had white people that were. I don't know if my granddaddy had slaves or not. That were white people because they said that he probably had indentured servants. I ain't even gonna hold you. My people didn't never come from that. My people got land right now. They they had they own all the fucking land on that whole. They own all. They took that land from them. The bankers and shit. The children, the dirty bankers. They took their land, but they had millions of acres. And if you seriously want to go and dig and find it, you really could get your land back. People have done it. And Dane Calloway, he even have showed people how to do it. But you gotta spend some money and you gotta do some digging. But you can get your land back. It's paperwork. It's ways to prove it and stuff like that. But they don't want you to do that. Cause they want you to think, cause we can't come together on that Africa thing. And how in the hell is them your family over there when they don't even like you? And when you go over there, you gotta have money. They welcome home my sister, my brother back to the sport. They all in on that shit together. They know we ain't come from over there. They know we ain't come from over there. They don't even like us like that. Not all, but most of them don't. I'm telling you. Cause I done seen a lot of content creators went over to Africa and they ain't even alive no more. They don't even like their own women. Their men don't even like they in most of them countries. Them women and children catch hell. And I ain't saying the U.S. is all that, but we got a little more rights over here. We got, what I'm saying? We got a little more freedoms and stuff. I ain't saying that, oh, this is a wonderful country, but I'm glad I ain't over there in some of them shithole countries because shit, them people don't even have, they really don't have, they come over here and they act like they all that, but it's undeveloped. They leave in the small hats and the Asians over there whipping them in chains and taking over and exploiting all their resources. And they act like they come over here like they big and bad and stuff. I'm like, shit, sit down and shut up. Like, I don't even want to hear you talk about no Americans. You can't say nothing. Go back home and fix your country, then tell me something. Because we been here this whole time. And we are the original people of the Americas. We the only one that successfully fought this bullshit and won. And won. Yeah, it might not be where we should, but we sure ain't where y'all at. We sure ain't where we used to be. Our ancestors knew. Y'all ancestors, our ancestors knew they wouldn't see the change and they died for us. Our ancestors fought and knew that they wouldn't be alive, but they loved us so much until they sacrificed their lives so that we could be this far ahead. Y'all ancestors didn't build y'all. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. Like y'all come over here and benefit off of what we and our ancestors did, and y'all talk shit. Y'all need to go back home and build y'all countries up. Build some hospitals over there. Go over there, and then you can talk some junk. Go over there and instead of coming over here pretending to be us and talking junk about us, go to your homeland and produce your music and your homeland whatever y'all do over there and see what that you can make content out of that instead of coming here like oh boy talking about we ain't got no culture but you dressing like us talking like us listening to our music and copying us but then you want to making money off of us and then you want to talk shit. Nah, that don't add up. So nah, but yeah, them women like look over there where that girl got taken out, Ashley Janae. If you look at that country statistics, those women are oppressed and the children too, like the girls and the boys too. They don't have no respect for no women, and especially not, they don't. I'm pretty sure they don't like their own women, much less American women, because they say we too got too much freedoms over here. And you think they want to really figure out what happened to that girl? They worshiping white people over there. They over there still worshiping white people and bleaching their skin and what? Man, I don't. I just. I know it's gonna take a lot of spiritual. It's gonna take a lot of strength for them people to really find out what happened to that girl, and for them to get that shit going and get her body back here and all that. I mean, that I just wish she wouldn't have went with that man over there, cause I feel like she saw the signs. I feel like she saw the signs and stuff and thought she got those she got a what? She got a sun in Aries, and I think she got a what? A Gemini moon, and what she got a Venus and Pisces, and she got some placements like water placements and stuff like that. But they make her where she think like I can be okay and don't know when to walk away from certain people and stuff like that. Like I think she, from what I'm seeing, I think she cared for that man. I think she cared for him, but she wanted, she wanted a family. She really wanted a family with him. She wanted security, and she was willing to make the money too. She wasn't just somebody to for him to take care of. That lady knew how to get to the money. Ashley Janae knew how to get to the money. She knew how to get to it, but he knew how to have the power with it. Like he knew some stuff, because he was well connected, but she knew how to get to the bag. She did. She wasn't just no, like, maybe a little naive because she was still kind of young, but she won't know that lady was ambitious. Like, she had some real nice qualities. Her energy was like, her energy is what I think he was after, and her ideas and stuff like that. And I'm sure that she was learning from him too, being that he was, connected with the crypto stuff and whatever had been successful at one point, even though we might say, well, he lost money, but he gained it. And a lot of times, like somebody said, them people can say they lost all their money and they still have a little bit and file bankruptcy and stuff. Now, he might not been at the level he was at, but he probably ain't at zero. But I don't understand. Is it a ritual where he wants to help her parents get over there and stuff? He got to act like he don't care or he don't care. I don't think he was in love with her like that, but I think he needed her energy or he needed her for a sacrifice or he blinked out and she started talking sassy. That's why you don't,
You don't get smart with these men. Now, I'm not saying that would have saved her life. If he had already had in his mind to take her out, then it wouldn't have mattered whether she held her peace or not. If he was, sacrificing the girl. But let's just say that he wasn't planning on taking her out. Now I think he was, but I could be. Hey, I ain't right all the time. I ain't 100% right about everything, and I admit that. But let's say he wasn't planning, and she just said something, and he blinked, and they been fussing all that time because he's a Leo sun, and he's a Capricorn moon. Ooh, she's a Aries. I think she's an Aries sun and a Gemini moon with a Venus in Pisces and a Mercury. He got a Mercury in Cancer. I think she got a. What was her? No, he got a Mercury in. Is he? Does he have a Mercury in Cancer? And what is her Mercury in? I know she got a Mars. He got a Mars in Libra. A Mars in Libra. So it was some. It was some good points, but it was some stuff going on. It was some karmic stuff going on in that. It was some karmic stuff going on where she had to be like kind of he wanted to she had to let him control her for that relationship to work, and I don't know how that would work out with a not with a Gemini moon and a Aries woman letting somebody control them, and she got a Venus in what a Venus in Pisces. She ain't gonna be controlled with so much. But he had some aspects like he had a Pluto, Uranus, Scorpio, and he got that Pluto Libra. I don't know what house, but he got that Pluto Libra, and they say he got a few. I think he a Libra. Is he a Libra rising? She's a cat. I might have got that wrong because I don't know the exact time that they were born, but you put 12 noon and it give you everything except the rising. So the rising might be off. I know she had a Cancer rising, and I think he's a is he a he's a Libra, right? And like that lady was saying, I don't even listen to her like that, but Sloan Bella or whatever, I don't listen to her like that, but I did listen to her and I did give a like on some of this stuff. She was talking about a Libra, afflicted Libra can get violent. He got some Libra placements in his chart. Not he wasn't a Libra moon or a Libra sun, but he was like a Mars Libra, and I'm thinking, what was her Mars in? Um, what was her Mars in? I don't remember. But I know he got a Libra Mars. And does she got an Aries? I don't think it was Aries. But I know she got an Aries sun. I think she got an Aries, she might got an Aries, or somebody got a Leo. Somebody was a past, he was like a past life. I think he was a past life Leo. So he got to go towards the Aquarius. She was a past life Taurus, if I'm not mistaken. So her North Node was Scorpio. So that's going from the material to the spiritual, and his is going from that wanting all that attention to going into the helping the collective. So they really didn't have good aspects to be together either. They had a lot of karmic connections. Some of that stuff was deep to the point where if you ain't careful with them aspects that they had, something will go off. Like they were arguing all the time because he's a three of spades. Is he a three of spades? He's a three of spades, and what was she? I don't know what is her card. I know I looked her card up. What was she? She might have been a three. No, his ass was a three. He was a three of spades. Cause that's my a couple of family members. They are a three of spades. They something, yeah. They like to argue and like to keep drama going on. As not now they on a if they at a higher level of that card, they easy to get along with and want to help. But if they are in a negative lower realm, they keep some shit going. They just abusive and just, and it can be verbally, and I mean they just not satisfied, and they got a lot of energy that they restless and just argumentative and stuff. Like to keep like to argue. He like to argue. That man like to argue and keep something going. And she seemed like she just might have been like trying to guide him towards building something, but he was immature to be an older person. That yeah, for him to be dating somebody younger like that anyway, sometimes that tell you a lot. She was like really trying to build something and stuff like that. I think she was investing money with him. I think she was because she knew how to. That lady Ashley Janae, she knew how to get the money, but he knew how to. She knew how to get to the bag, but he knew how to get it with power. Like, but I do think she was investing something with him and trying to build. I think she cared a lot about him. I think she was ready for marriage and a family and all that. That man wasn't ready for that though. He was playing. He was just trying to string her along. But I think she was trying to build something. But she was getting to the point where she was like, you know what? This motherfucker ain't it. Her patience. Cause sometimes them Aries. What card is she? What card? Sometimes they don't know when to. They don't know when to. They don't know when to walk away. It seems they will, but they'll go back. They'll do stuff fast and angrily, and then they'll be like, "Well, I made a mistake. Let me go back and see if it'll work." When they probably should have not went back. I'm not an Aries, but I have Libra placements, and I also in the spiritual chart I have some Aries placements, but I ain't no Aries sun or moon, and neither one of them. I was raised by Aries moon and Leo sun woman, and that's yeah. It's very patriarchal. It ain't patriarchy ain't all bad if it's balanced in with the matriarchy and you got the balance. You need it's can't have one without the other. We can't just think we're gonna live in a world where all the men we gotta heal each other. Well, we gotta heal ourselves, but everybody gotta heal, and we gotta learn to work together as a collective. Cause you know what I'm saying. We need each other, but we don't need to be taking each other out and abusing each other, treating each other like shit. We don't need to be that marriage thing. I think the way they got it is cursed. It's a scam because I know Bobby Hemmings said we do not listen. Bobby Hemmings said we do not supposed to be walking down no aisle. That's like going up the womb. A woman walking down the aisle like she going up her own fallopian tube. And that's not how it's done in the ancient culture. I don't think we should be. I think we should just go back to doing it the way we used to do stuff. Depending on adding it with the new technologies and stuff and making it work. Cause I don't think that right now. I think it's nobody, even those people that's giving us the legislature, they not even happily married. It's all a fake. That you think they married to a woman, it's two men, and they giving each other the house in Virginia, and Bill Gates making his wife drink something that Jeffrey Epstein done gave him because he done got something from a Russian prostitute. These people making up they not even they not that all these women that you think is elite and they got these marriages, they are suppressing all kind of stuff and hiding all kind of stuff and keeping all kind of systems up that they probably should have been torn down to. So don't yeah, it's all done by design to curse us, and it's no way to win with these systems they done created. So all that getting married stuff, you need to find you a way to heal yourself. Once you heal yourself, once you'll attract better people and you be able to vet them and y'all can come together and build instead of trying to take each other out, destroy each other. Then you gonna get together and that's my possession and I own him and I own her. That's not what it's about. Like marriage is not where you own somebody because you got no paper and you don't supposed to be like trying to control nobody. We gotta learn how to get control ourselves. That way we won't be trying to control other people and take them over. If they wanna listen, if somebody wanna leave, they should be able to leave without dying. They should be able to leave, man. I mean, it ain't the end of the. We gotta get like that about these relationships. Like, look, we not even gonna get that too into each other where we like, oh, I'm Romeo Juliet. We can talk to other people and da da da. We gonna have us an agreement where We ain't gonna get too obsessed because you don't supposed to be putting your trust in people and getting that obsessed. Cause what if one of us die or something like that? Then what we gonna do? We can't keep living like they told us it was. No, we gotta build and not destroy whatever works for each one of us. But we can't be thinking like, oh, if this person leave me, I gotta take them out, and I ain't got nothing to lose. Cause listen, when you are like the phoenix, when one thing chapter ends, another chapter begins. That man could have got himself together and still rose again from the ashes. I don't care what nobody think about him. Look at Chris Brown. I know he's still in that industry, and I don't trust him. He probably done sold out and everything, but he didn't. He would not let them cancel him. You gotta be about yourself and know your value, and not be willing to believe the report when they telling you it's over for you and it's the end and you done lost everything. Sometimes you lose everything, but you can get it again. You can build yourself again and start over. And sometimes it's better when you have lost everything and you ain't got nothing to prove no more, and you rise like the phoenix from the ashes again. That's It's life, death, rebirth, and transformation. Just because one thing end and you go into the unknown, it don't mean it's the end of the world. I'm telling you. We be thinking it's the end. Oh, it's over. I have nothing to lose. This is my last hope. I didn't invest in it. It's all a fucking Truman Show scam. Don't ever think that. Don't ever value your worth with if somebody leave you or break up with you, then your life is over. That is no way to live. That's not how we supposed to be thinking. That's why they got us like this. They got us indoctrinated thinking like, oh, it's for better or for worse. Honey, people ain't gonna stay with you all the way to the end. They gonna get tired of you. You gonna get tired of them. They gonna get tired of you. Or somebody had to tell you. They gonna get tired of you in a marriage. You gonna get tired of them. Your kids gonna get tired of you. You gonna get tired of your kids sometimes after they get, not while they little, I hope. Some people get tired of their ass while they little. But I mean, when they get grown, you gonna get tired of your husband. You gonna get tired of your wife. You gonna get tired of that boyfriend. You gonna get tired of that girlfriend. Sometimes you gonna get tired of them damn kids. You gonna get tired of your mama and daddy. You gonna get tired of that dog and that cat. That's human nature. Human beings change. How long I been on here? It's time for me to get off. You gonna get tired. Things gonna change. People gonna pass away. You shouldn't take them out, but you should know how to walk away, and you can rise again. Life, death, rebirth, and transformation. That's what this life is about. It's about coming here, finding yourself, healing yourself, remembering who you are and what you need to be doing, and rising in life, death, rebirth, and transformation. Like the phoenix rising. You gotta rise. You gotta rise from them ashes sometimes more than once. Honey, if I would have thought it was over for me, I'd have been and took myself out and took motherfucker. I'm talking about they were poking the bear like the poking. Like, people will try you. And then when something happened, motherfuckers have that yellow tag around their shit. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe. Some people is not out here playing games. They out here playing for keeps. If you don't want to be taken, sometimes you don't have to do nothing to these crazy folk. But sometimes these people be pushing people that's already on the edge. They done told you to leave them alone. You didn't have to go that far. You did it. I'm not even blaming nobody because I'm not saying that it's these people false for being taken out, the men that got taken out or whatever. No man should be taken out because he don't want to date a certain race. Them men shouldn't been taken out because they didn't want to date black women. Nobody should be taken out if they choose to date out of the race or divest. No, but that's not a death warrant. That's not a death sentence. But I'm saying sometimes these people, not all the time, but sometimes these people be poking the bear. Don't be picking on people and stuff when you already know that. If you don't even know it, just don't be comfortable enough to be arguing with people. And I mean, if you don't like something and you tell them in a calm, we got to learn how to effectively communicate too. Cause I'm finding out I need to do a class on them. Cause I done had to teach these young people and stuff in my family how to. I'm like, you don't know how to communicate. You don't know how to fucking communicate. I had, and then they, I mean, they got it. This was years ago. I said, I don't put your feelings in the bathroom right now, but you don't need to be doing that. Like, you're gonna have to learn how to affect. Cause I had to learn. Cause when I was a teenager, I used to get mad and just not talk, just react. And I had to learn that I had to get a hold of myself, get a hold of my emotions, and over time learn how to communicate in a calm manner and effectively. You know what I'm saying? Cause I would get so overwhelmed, I didn't know, I couldn't put the words together. Then when I started putting the words together, I would just, just every talking fast and what you call it, fast and maybe they call it a fast and excitable, but they'll say, "Oh, you angry black woman." No, just you talking loud and fast because you angry, you hurt, you excited. Then you have to learn how to talk in a effective, calm voice, because you can talk in a way where you can either calm the room down or you can agitate some stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's a way that you can effectively communicate. I know. Half the time people get on your nerves. You're like, "Motherfucker, fuck you, you kiss my," but you can't do that. Like, not all. Now, sometimes you can come off like that. Sometimes. But you can't just talk like that all the time to people. And you can't just talk to the point of you talking at people. We got to learn to talk to people. And we have to choose our words. When they get to the point where you see them getting agitated and you see that they are not receiving what you're saying, it's time to pull back and say, well, maybe we can revisit this another time. And as you thinking about revisiting this another time, you need to write down your words, what you saying, and see can you improve them and make it more effective, because we don't know how to talk to each other. We don't know how to use the right tone, and we don't know how to be mediators. That means we don't know how to keep the peace. We don't know how to be peaceable people a lot of times. We know how to stir up some shit, chaos, and use them words as weapons and stuff like that. When somebody hurt you and you know you can't beat their ass or you can't fight them, a lot of times we'll use words as weapons, and that's not good. That's a two-edged sword. It can backfire. So we have to be careful about how we talk to people, the tone we use, the words we use. We need to be practicing on bettering our speech, our tone, and being more effective communications and not being emotional. It's wonderful to have emotions, but emotions uncontrolled is a mess all over the place. Like, can't nobody say nothing. What you got? What you say? What you got? Can't say nothing. Come on. Come on. You ain't perfect. You can be critiqued sometimes. Somebody can tell you that you're doing something wrong. Who are you? You that much of on a pedestal where nobody can't tell you that your shit stink. Your shit stink. You can't never get checked. Really? You got a problem. Don't nobody need to be with you when nobody can. If you go around a person and you see you can't never tell them nothing, they can't never be checked. You gotta always agree with them, even when they wrong and all this and that. That is somebody you cannot deal with. You can't have no relationship with. You don't need to be around them. And if you a child dealing with a parent like that, I pray for you, because children. That's why these children be snapping too. I pray that your time move fast, where you can go ahead and get to the age where you can get out of there, or a door open up where you can safely get away, where you're not running away, because there's not nothing out here for you to, when some of these parents so difficult. I'm telling you, some of these parents is so crazy out of their mind and difficult to deal with. These kids be going through it. And some of these men have these babies and leave these kids with these women, and they just don't. The kids go through it. I'm telling you, it'd be a wonder that they make it to adulthood without harming themselves and others from being poked and agitated. It's one thing to be a rebellious, disobedient child, but it's another thing when your parents or your people that's in charge of you provoke you to wrath. That's another thing to be poked with and picked with and agitated and provoked. And that's what some of these people do to these children. Because they angry with themselves and they angry with the other parent, so they agitate, they provoke their children to wrath, they pick with their children, they poke the bear. I seen it, I've been through it, so I know. And then when you look on the news and you see a yellow tag around that house, oh my God, I can't believe they did that to their parents. You don't know what be going. Just like them Menendez brothers. The Menendez brothers been telling people that their parents was messing with them and abusing them, and the mama was in on it too. They saying that to this day. It's been what, 20, 30 years. Them they story still ain't changed. I don't know why they won't let them boys out. Cause honey, you got parents out here that's evil. They sometimes your parents, the parent that carried the child be the or the made that child that shot that sperm out be their enemy. These parents hate their children. Sometimes they have these children just for a sacrifice. And if that child ain't dead, yeah, they mad with them. Cause it's like, yeah, that's supposed to be my how they surviving. They supposed to they supposed to been gone by now. They'll make you want. You got parents so evil that's possessed or taken over by this, or they just they might be in a society that they do that. Like they take out they'll make their own kids take they talking about AI make the children do stuff. You got grown people and elders that'll do that. They'll push these kids to taking themselves out, and you be like, oh, I can't believe Johnny took his life. Don't nobody go back and research because it look like a nice home. They Christians and go to church, or they Muslims or Buddhists or small hat. Man, it's all kind of stuff that kids be going through, and people just think that everything. And when you go, and when these children go to people for help, these people don't help them. They be like, God said for you to obey your parents, and you're supposed to humble yourself before your parents. And then these days, you go tell somebody to help you, they'll give you a Bible scripture, and that's when some kids just blink on out. And I pray and I send energy to them to strength to carry. I don't know why you going through that. I don't know why you went through that. If you're an adult, I give you a hug. I give you love. If you have dealt with that type of abuse from your parent, because see, it ain't just these relationships with these lovers. Imagine being a child and you gotta get grown and deal with some old crazy parent that's possessed and just miserable and mean and evil. And no and nobody see it but you because everybody else get treated good on the outside and the other kids. But this child here is being targeted in a home. And they don't have no they feel like they what you know what? If you're an adult and you experience that, it's healing for you now. It is healing out here for you now while you going within and you can talk to that child that didn't get the nurturing, that didn't get the love that they desire. And you can heal. I'm telling you, you can heal yourself. You don't have to walk around here with that heartbreak and that emptiness in your heart and suffering because you got neglected as a child like DMX, he got abused and stuff. May he rest in peace. May he rest in peace. He got abused by his mother and she abused him badly and didn't show him love. And that brought out that prophet in him. But at the same time, that's a lot. That's a lot. I mean, and I don't know if he healed from it before he passed on, but that's a continual healing that it's people here that's grown. It's under the sound of my voice that need to go within and sit with themselves and heal. Let it. It's not gonna be easy, but it's possible. Don't let nobody tell you you can't be made whole. You can be made whole from anything. It's all in what you believe. You might not forget that shit when you see that motherfucker and see. Let me tell you about it. People will do stuff to you and you don't let it go and heal from it and done moved on. And they'll try to trigger you. They'll try to fuck with you if you go back around. Some people you gotta stay away from because even though they'll make you doubt yourself that you worked on yourself because you go back around them, they know that they done got away with a lot of stuff. So when you go back around them, they'll start playing and doing that little stuff, but they done got old, so they don't do it at the level that they used to do it, but they still trying to play with you. And you like, look, motherfucker, I know what you doing. You better stop that shit because you ain't got too old where I won't do. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, some of these people, these older people, they take advantage of being old and they wicked. So they take advantage of that and they still be doing that. They can't do it like they used to do it, but they still be trying to play. I'm like, don't play with me, play with your bitch. And that's not disrespectful. Cause you talking to that spirit, to that demon. You not disrespecting that old motherfucker. You talking to that damn spirit that think they can still play on your top. Little bitch, you can't play on my top. You better go somewhere and find you another victim. But no, you don't. You don't find another bitch. Cause a lot of times they'll prey on little kids that's around them. If it's a child around them or children around them that got that light in them that can speak truth to darkness and speak power to truth, they'll pick on them children too. And you be telling people like, they don't need to be around no kids because they got them demons. Like they something wrong with them. And if people know it, they still, I be like, Lord, I just I send protection out to them children because I know I done been there, and I had to work on myself. And then I was even going back around them, and they try to trip. I'm like, I don't need this shit. Fuck you, fuck you. I don't need it. So it's not just relationships of man and wife and boyfriend. You got people that's in your bloodline that you gotta walk away from, and you gotta stay. And it be attachments. Like if it's a kid involved and stuff like that, sometimes or you got like interest involved, will try to link you. Try to link you back to them, and you gotta even put boundaries with that. Unfortunately, you gotta be like, listen, I love you, you know what I'm saying? You grown now. If you decide to be around that group, then that's you. But I can't do it anymore. Like it's really disturbing. It's always been some shit. But sometimes in some scenes you had to deal with stuff because it was situations that you had to maneuver out of. Not that you had to live with the people, but you had to go around them because it was situations you was tied up into with bloodline and family. But when that season come where you can see your way clear, you done told them all, told motherfuckers can see for themselves now, they making choices. I ain't got to deal with it. I ain't dealing with that. I'm not dealing with that stuff that listen. I'm not gonna be sitting back there behind bars cause you done. I know I don't need to be around you. I know I don't like that demon that you got in you, and I know you still trying to pick. So before I sit up here and I do something to you, cause this people will poke the bear. They really they really be comfortable around motherfuckers that's about that life and that is out here playing for keeps. So if I'm stupid enough to keep not being able to say, listen, I'm not going around that person no more. If I'm stupid enough to fall for that, then I don't know what to say. I mean, you gotta have enough care and love for yourself and to be able to let go. Cause sometimes it's people that you love that's attached to these people. It's people that you really love sincerely. But you gotta love yourself too. You got to. And it be hard. It's not an easy test to walk. I'm telling you, it's not easy, but it's possible. And you know what? Just like the phoenix, you rise from the ashes again. And what's meant for you, it'll be all right. I mean, you got your ancestors. People got their own journeys. You send out good energy. You send protection. You do what you can, and you make sure you okay at the end of the day. You do what you can do, but you don't you don't have to keep being a sacrificial lamb. You don't have to keep sacrificing yourself. To be in relate. Cause some people be like, I'm gonna tell you, be like, I got kids with this woman and I don't want to leave my child there, but she got custody, or I'm not in a position right now where I can break up with this lady and or break up with this man, and he might take the kids. Or don't stay nowhere just for no children if you are not safe. Don't do that. I've done that before too. I've done it, but it got to the point where I couldn't do it no longer. Don't stay nowhere because for no kids' sake. If you gotta go, you gotta go. You just gonna have to burn. You gonna just have to pick up from the ashes. Gonna have to face whatever you got. Listen, don't stay just because of the kids. That's what we've been doing too long. Don't stay just because of the family bloodline. Don't make yourself suffer. I ain't saying just leave your kids, and you don't need to leave your kids around no abusive person. You don't. You don't need to leave your children around nobody like that. But if you gotta go and they more powerful than you and this and that, I don't know. Like I'm not. Sometimes, sometimes the attachments can be a setup too. If you can take them and leave, do that. But don't stay in those situations just because those people will use that. That's what they done. They done that before. They will use those attachments to dangle in front of you so that you will still be tied up in chains and still being, in danger. You could get into some stuff where you are there because of helping other people and trying to be around attachments and stuff that y'all got, and you could end up getting in trouble. You could really end your life by messing around with somebody that you should have done at all costs, walked away from at all costs. I'm telling you, at all costs. Some people you have to leave alone and get away. You got to start anew. You don't learned your lesson. You don't went. Why you sitting at the crossroad? Why you still there? I don't care. It's not necessarily the husband and the wife and the boyfriend and the girlfriend. It's family members sometimes. Yeah. It might be your own. It might be your own kid that you gotta walk away from. That's not safe. That's not. That's putting you in danger, or that's opening you up to these other entities and stuff like that. It might be your own child. And that's hard. That you gotta branch off from. That's painful, but you gotta do it. It might be your dog. It might be your job. You might gotta walk away from that. And some of us love some boy. We love some money. Or we just don't like to be broke. But at the same time, you gotta go into the unknown. Sometimes you do. You gotta go into the unknown. Sometimes you just because you lose something don't mean that it's meaning that you sinning or that you in the wrong or you made a bad decision. It's just some things you gotta let go of and lose. Some things you gotta lose so you can gain better. Or so it can get balanced and come back. But I'm just saying, if somebody ever abuse you and threaten you, don't get back with them. I wouldn't. I'm telling you, I don't ever get back with no abusive person because they don't. Those people don't change. I think that's who I really never seen a rehabilitated abuser unless they were just doing that based off of drug. But I think that drugs and alcohol bring out who they really are. Don't get back with no abusive person because they don't really change. They don't ever change. Just hey, count that. Count that to the game. Let their ass go. Let them go. That money, that good sex, whatever, it ain't worth. It ain't worth it. If they're abusive, they ain't gonna change more than likely. Even a woman, abusive woman, unless she really heal and do some shadow work, if they gotta want to, they gotta want to. Once they heal and stuff, get to a certain levels of healing. But them abusive people, yeah, they got to do some work on. They got to get to themselves. They got to be like, they got to go through the potter's house, like they said, they got to be they got to spiritually die, life, death, rebirth, and transform. Abusive people with those aspects of violence, they got to really be broken down, like because it's somewhere in them that's hurt. It's really, really broken, and they got to get a lot of patience and self control and because if they get triggered and they don't have control of themselves, then even though they trying to go to because that therapy, you got to do therapy on yourself with some stuff. You can take all the medicine and stuff you want. You gotta just say physician healed ourselves. You gotta heal yourself. Don't never get back with no abusive person unless you really know. Don't do it. I don't care what the verbally abusive, whatever, unless they really really, they say I changed. I went to it's gonna take more than medicine and going to. They gotta do some real spiritual stuff on their aspects and they chart, they spiritual chart, and they astrological chart, they tropical chart. They gotta do a lot of shadow work. They gotta do a lot of fasting and it's a lot of stuff for that person to really be life, death, rebirth, and transformation and stuff. They gotta be like the phoenix, rise from the ashes. Really gotta be transformed. The mind and all that. I'm telling you, like yeah, so like I said, even with the lady from Mary, all that fasting and praying, and they done lied to us and told us. I seen women go in there and shave their head and fast, and they come back out of the church, and the husband still cheating. Cause I mean, he'll do all right for a little while. That's just like witchcraft. They tell you can put somebody in a pot and all this period blood and all this bullshit. Well, it might work for a little while, but you got to keep on doing it because if they don't want you, then you gonna have to keep right on. And after a while, they gonna figure it out. Come on, motherfucker, gonna figure it out. And what's gonna happen? They gonna hate you then. They gonna hate you. They might be able to do more shit to you than you do to them because that karma you done built up by keeping them under a spell and shit. They really don't want to be with you. And they might not, their ancestors might not want them. Well, you know what? These people be, and I'm including myself, these people be getting married to people and their ancestors ain't even happy with it. And they don't know because they done been told about Jesus Christ and Allah and all this. They don't know how to commune with their ancestors to see like what I need to be. What I they ancestors don't even want them to be with that bloodline, and they not. It's not gonna work. Y'all are not myth. Y'all ain't. That's not your husband. That's not your wife. Y'all not supposed to be together. Y'all aspects is like karmic connections, all kind of shit going on there. And you decide that God done told you that that's your husband, and you gonna fast and pray when he start act. Listen, I done seen it. It don't look. It don't work. People got free will. If they don't, if a person want to act right, they're gonna act right, and they're gonna change, and they're gonna fix themselves. If they don't want to change, they ain't gonna change. And I had somebody tell me this person ain't gonna change for you. Well, it don't look like they changed for nobody else either. They might didn't change for me, but they damn sure didn't change for other people either. So some people just gonna do them and be themselves. That's who they is, and they don't feel like that. They done been doing this so long. They don't feel like nothing wrong with them. If somebody don't feel like nothing wrong with them, they got a right to feel that way. They don't have to change for you or me or anybody else. If they are comfortable with who they are, then they got a right to go to hell. And I don't believe in that aspect. I believe it's a state of mind, heaven or hell. You know, I was raised in Pentecostal holiness, and we was taught that if we didn't keep our dress down, which I'm not gonna throw the baby out with the bathwater, because it helped me to get to the point where I am now. The religion, at some points, but at the other points, it was like it was harsh and oppressive and stuff like that. But it did keep me from joining the music industry because I was thinking that I was gonna have to do sacrifices or get sacrifices shit. But at one point, I was trying to be holier than thou. That don't work. Thinking like I'm married and I'm not committing adultery. And you listen, that's some bullshit. Cause if you get married and you think just because you having sex in wedlock that make you better than anybody else, and that ain't even the person you supposed to be with, and what if they out there cheating? Because I'm gonna tell you, most people gonna cheat on you, especially if you. The longer you with them, the more you at risk you are for being cheated on, and that go for the woman and the man. Everybody be like, oh, he cheated. A woman don't cheat necessarily. Like, I don't know what the definition people think of cheating. I know a man is like actually having sex with somebody, but a lot of times, y'all, these women, when y'all ain't even doing what y'all supposed to be doing, and you ain't making her happy. A woman get tired too, and her mind be done left before she actually really leaves. So I think it's some bullshit for the think that I ain't saying you gonna go out here and you gonna sleep with everybody and you gonna spread your legs and he gonna unzip his pants and tag everything and all this and that. I'm not saying that because I don't even think that's healthy. I don't even think that women as receivers should be doing that. Like, we shouldn't be just jumping on every Tom, Dick, and Harry. And I don't think every man should be out here sleeping with every woman either, because no matter how much condoms y'all use, y'all still getting what somebody done took my thing, and somebody else probably said it. But what? It's spiritually transmitted diseases. But I think that we are like too invested in thinking like that nobody's gonna ever cheat on us, or they're never gonna be with anybody. I mean, this is a big world out here. We don't own people. I mean, even if you a married person, you gonna see something that you wanna. You gonna see something you attracted to. You gonna see something that you attracted to, and as long as you stay in a marriage or a relationship, you gonna get bored sometimes, and you gonna be like, yeah. I wonder what it would. You gonna think like that, like whether you want to admit it or not, and say I'm being sinful or I'm being demonic, you're gonna think like, oh, what would it be like? That's the first interest of the thought because it's natural. But they tell us like that's sinful to think about being, because they tell us we supposed to just be with one person and never be with nobody else, and never, and that doesn't happen for them, and that definitely ain't gonna happen for us. And we shouldn't be ready to like go all out. Now I could see if you with somebody and they are just out here screwing everybody and unprotected sex, and you just looking like a damn fool and shit. Like, you just like, this motherfucker running amok. Like, he's sleeping with my cousin, my mama, my daddy, my brother. Cause you got some people when they cheat with everybody. They messing with the dog, they messing with the cat, they messing with the daddy and the mama, the sister and the brother and the cousin. Your job, they'll sleep with your damn boss. That's some shit. That motherfucker head need to be chopped off right there. I'm just saying, you got people like that. But you know what I'm saying? You got motherfuckers out here, they be trying. And women too. You got women that be out here trying. They ain't just out here like, yo, I saw that man and I'm about to go get out work and go jump on that dick and I'm gonna cheat on my man. I mean, listen, we human, like men and women. We got double standards. Like a motherfucker been in a relationship a long time, yo. They look, I'm sorry to tell you. Cause I used to think that when I first got in a relationship, I was not used to being in a relationship. I was a teenager when I got married. And I really thought like that when we got married that we was just gonna run off to the goddamn sunset and it was just gonna be me and him. And I didn't know like cause I wasn't used to being in a relationship. He was a little older. He wasn't no 10 or 20 years older. But he was older and he had been in relationships before. So he told me one day, he was like, yo, like this is too much because he won't gonna leave, but he just had to sit me down and talk to me. He was like, "Yo, I done been in relationships before. Like you don't supposed to be acting like this. I didn't." He was like, "I know that you're not used to having a boyfriend or whatever, but like this is." I was like, "Well, you the one married somebody a teenager," but he was like, "I'm telling you, like this is not how you supposed to be. Like it's you got to give me space and." You can't be that possessive and stuff like that. And he told, I listened because he right. He's like, how would you feel like if that was you and I was doing you like that? Like I gotta be able to like have some peace and space. Like I'm not just going out. When I get outside, I'm like, yeah, I'm free. I'm going to fuck the world. Like he's like, just chill. And I don't know if it was how he said it or if it made sense. I'm like, yeah, like he right. Like I shouldn't be. I gotta learn how to be in a relationship. Like I have to learn to give him space. I had to learn because my brain was young. Like I wasn't used to. I was a tomboy and I wasn't like experienced with sex and stuff like that. I ain't gonna say I was no virgin, but I wasn't. I was still green. So he won't like way older. He was years older. And he had been. He was like I've been in. And it made me mad. I was a little naive. I remember my little naive ass, and I was like, "You been with other people?" He was like, "You knew that though. Like I've been in." He was like, I've been with somebody for years." I was like, "And I never had that experience." And I think that by me getting married so young and not really experiencing some of the stuff he experienced, I was a little jealous because I felt like that I hadn't experienced some things. Like I didn't experience prom and everything. I graduated from school, but I didn't experience some things because I was in a very strict, like Pentecostal holiness strict upbringing where you weren't supposed to do anything before marriage, and if you did, you know how that go with the religious that Christianity stuff. But he was more experienced than I was when it came to some things, and you know what I'm saying. And I listened to that, and it made me where I was like, you know what, he right, like you can't be doing all that. Like I can't be doing all. This is this shit ain't this wow. And nobody taught me that. Like I didn't know. I didn't know that. So um I learned some things. It wasn't all good now. He was doing his thing, but I thank God I can say I didn't get nothing. I didn't get nothing that I didn't get no house in Virginia, none of that. And he was doing some things, but I'm grateful that, which I made him get tested all the time. I got tested. I made him get tested, faithfully getting tested. And I told him, listen, I don't know if that did any good, but he knew it. I was like, if I get any fucking shit that I can't get rid of, buddy, you, I think I threatened him pretty bad. I did. I don't know if that did any good, but it might have helped the next people or whatever. Cause honey, I wasn't playing back then. It seemed like they had an epidemic going on. They always have these epidemics. Whether the black community or the melanated community, it's always a bunch of diseases. And we done been through this before. Hey, I didn't even see that. I never understood how you can some amount of the family to what it say good in they family. Oh, what it say? I never understood how you can mess around with the family. The cat gotta be good in their family. It don't be about that. It don't be about no cat being good. It be about say it gotta be good. It say I never understood how you can mess around in the family. The cat gotta be good in their family. All men cheat and women do cheat too. Everybody cheat. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. And if we would understand that, then we wouldn't be around here like it's the end of the world. When somebody want to leave, come on, they can leave. They want to be. Listen, they got a right to want to be with somebody else, but they ain't got no right to be giving me no. They got a responsibility that if we in a relationship, they don't have no right to be bringing me no spiritual transmitted diseases, and they don't got no right to bring me no sexually transmitted diseases. I know if somebody gonna be with somebody else. I don't expect that because I learned my lesson. When I grew up in the religion, I thought that was like he's supposed to be me and him to the end, and I was taught that once you get married, you don't supposed to get married no more. That's how I was raised. I mean, that's how they. When we got our marriage counselors, oh, you can't ever get married again. That's not true. That's not true. That's not. I don't believe. I don't. I believe that for a long time, but that's not how it go. You don't. Nothing lasts forever. Yeah, they all were cheating. Hell, women cheat, men cheat. If a woman know when her man cheating, and she gonna get her piece. She might not embarrass that man. Nobody might not know about it because a woman, most women ain't no, I don't know about these ones now because they just they I don't know. It's different now, but the women I came up with, most of them they carry themselves. It's different. They carry themselves in a certain way. Ain't nobody gonna be out here running around. Excuse me, running around with their head cut off, jumping on every Tom, Dick, and Harry. You know what I'm saying? We didn't worry about it. It was an epidemic going on. It's always an epidemic of people getting a house in Virginia, syphilis, and all these diseases. They got somebody in the community that they put out there. They get these beautiful women and these famous men with money all these diseases so they can spread them around in the black community or whatever. So that's been going on. The agenda they put these dealers. It was a dealer back in the country where I'm from in one of them little small towns. It was a dealer that had got the house in Virginia. And listen at this evil vampire shit. He was going in all the virgins' windows, sleeping with them. Now, I'm working at a hospital, and all these little girls that ain't even 18 dying of that. And they didn't have the medications like they have now where they can prolong the life of the people with the HIV and stuff when it get full blown. So they was getting out. He was going in the windows. A dealer. I guess he had the money and riding around in the dark and these parents sleep. He crawling through the check on your children. Listen, check on your children. Check on your children because y'all be sleeping. They be doing stuff. I make sure I have mine up. When they was young and stuff, I have my little people upstairs. That's what I try to tell somebody else that was, I was like, you need to put them upstairs and they could still, it's going to be a little harder. Put them upstairs. Shit. If you can, if you can. If not, put some, watch them. Because kids be doing all kind of stuff. And you be thinking like, oh, they sleep. They be having a ball. And I mean, I'm saying they going to live, do their thing. But now it's dangerous. Like these kids is going out here having relations and when they wake up, they got five different diseases. It ain't like it used to. It's sad they can't really make mistakes now and fall down and get back up and brush themselves off like they riding a bicycle. That bicycle will be a death sentence. They go out there and have unprotected sex. They come back with five different diseases. You got to make sure they know how to use protection and you gotta make sure they know about spiritually transmitted diseases and people possessing them and that drain. They did a vampire season. I mean, you gotta tell them the deal now. You can't just cheating. I don't care about. Listen, you just it ain't what you do, is how you do it. I don't give a damn. I don't. You ain't gonna. Like I told my you he never he you better not bring me nothing because it's gonna be a problem. You gonna have a slow getting up out of here. You gonna get out of here slow, cause I'm a, I'm gonna make sure that I make you get up out of here. Yeah, but you know, um, back in the day, even my dad and them, they said they would go out and have sex all day long during the hippie era, and they go to the doctor and take a shot, and it'd be gone. You know, they didn't have all this stuff where it's a life death sentence or whatever. They was having, I mean, they was getting it on back then in the 60s and 70s. Then you come on up later on, people would. I worked in the medical profession for a while. People would get stuff like maybe what are some of the stuff like vaginitis, trichomonas, chlamydia, and shit like that. Then the rise of the other shit that they couldn't get rid of. Yeah, people been having sex people been having sex and all that. Some of them diseases like I think the syphilis and some of the other stuff, it come from people sleeping with animals. That's what a lot of them, not the ones they created, not the ones they created, the houses in Virginia and stuff like that, that was created in a lab, but the other stuff, a lot of that stuff come from people having relations with animals and dogs and all that. That's a thing. So, you know, um, that's a thing too. So, it's just they have these times where they just got these people that they like that man. They said he was the Epstein of the United Kingdom. He said his penis looked like a mushroom where he was going around with all. See, they get these models. They get these models and stuff. They go and say that they got a model agency and they get all the beautiful models of the world. That's how they get them. They get the young girls and stuff of the world that's beautiful from all these different places. And they say they got a model agency and that's how they get them. And they say they're going to make them rich and all this and that. A lot of these girls is naive and young. Some of them ain't even 16. They be like 14 and they get them and trafficking them. And they hold the visas against them if they from other countries, and they do. I ain't no telling how many of them women that's done been sacrificed, and just like that Angoro lady, that Amanda, she was a child when she came over here with Melania. So you know, I don't understand how they mess with family members, but shit, they'll mess with your family members. And they family members be wanting to mess with you the whole damn time. And you be like, damn, maybe I. It seem like the family member got more decent than the motherfucker. But if you got some decency about yourself, you ain't gonna run through the family. But what that song say? She said I was looking at your cousin, but at the same time, they done been with your people. They'll mess with your people, and the cat ain't gotta be good. They ain't gotta be good. People just low down dirty. People been doing that. It's nothing new. My grandmama done told me stories about the people, men, they be married and then have the baby with the brother's wife. Go get their brother's wife pregnant and they pretend like that's the brother baby, but the whole time that be the other brother baby that he done slept with the brother wife. This shit ain't nothing new under the sun. It ain't nothing new under the sun. Your best friend asleep with your damn people and laugh in your face and act like they ain't doing shit. This ain't nothing new. We just gotta we when we come back here, they already steps ahead of the game because they been here. Not the people that's sleeping with our people. Maybe some of them is already been here. We don't know. These people be 500 years old, thousands of years old, and we come back. We gotta remember everything. We the naive little babies, and like them people in that movie from. We done been there several times, and they already done been there. And what they doing in that movie, taking them, sacrificing them kids to live forever. So we done been coming back here, and ain't nothing new under the sun. People be sleeping with people, family members, and they been doing that. They was doing that when they was here before. They might not remember. They sleep with your mama, your daddy, your cousin, and you better not do that to them. I done seen people that's been accused of messing with my folk. And they don't want you to talk to their boyfriend or their baby daddy a second without them knowing what you talk. They be watching you because they know what they'll do when your back turned. That's them motherfuckers. I don't care about nobody cheating. Cause I ain't gonna cheat on you. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. He said that on the TV. I will tell you I'm tired of you. and I'm gonna find me somebody else. I ain't gonna cheat on you. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. I ain't gotta cheat. Cause by the time I get ready to do something, your motherfucking ass done fucked up. But you gotta be careful. You can't do that now. You can't do that now. And it wasn't safe for me doing that either. Okay? I was a little naive then, but you don't do that. You hold your peace and you get away from that person. If you feel like they stalking you and all this kind, even a man's doing good. These women ain't like, they ain't taking the men out like the men taking the women out. But if somebody's stalking you and all that, you gonna have to disappear on their ass. I'm serious. You might gotta move and go private and make sure your address ain't showing up. All that, cause people is crazy when they think they got something they don't want to let go of, and you done told them like, you said we was gonna be together forever. And you know how sometimes when you in the bedroom, y'all men and the women, what I'm saying too, y'all be whispering them sweet nothings and these people ain't right. I'm about to get out of here. Yeah, but yeah, the lady Mary, they said he was sleeping with her mom, her family members, and he done been cheating. He done left her for the mistress, and she shoot his car up or something like that. She done did all that fasting and praying, and honey, he still was cheating. Cause God ain't gonna change nobody they don't want to change. They got a free will. They free agents. They free sovereign agents with free will. That God ain't changing nobody that don't want to change. They got to be wanting to make the change. So you can go to church and pray and all that. That's good. You praying for yourself. You fasting for yourself because you can't make nobody do something that they don't want to do. And like I said, some of these unions shouldn't even be. These people shouldn't even be. They with you for the wrong reason. When your money run out, when you can't give them no loving, when your thing shut down or when your thing dry out, they ain't gonna be there. They only there while the going is good. While the kitchen piping hot. While the money coming in. While they benefiting out of the energy that they want to benefit. It might be energy. You might be like, well, I don't have no money and I ain't got this and I don't look out. It's something they getting. But you don't supposed to be in that toxic relationship. So yeah. Fish scale 2906. Listen, it be people messing with families and they don't. You creating generations of chaos, having babies with sisters and all that kind of mess, and family members and all that. Them kids gonna be fighting. See, that's the shit our people do. You know damn well you can go out and find you some cookies or some damn eggplant that ain't no kid, and you having babies with family members and stuff. You creating generations of chaos and stuff. It's just wild. I mean, some of our people just, I don't know. They ain't gonna make it. It's just they're not gonna make it. They're not gonna make it. But yeah, these relationships and the marriage and all that, honey, I don't think we should be as possessive because it'll get you in some mess where you thinking like it's the end of the world and you ready to take somebody out because they done went out and got them a piece, or they got a little something on the side and they know they can't tell you that, because if they tell you like, look, I'm with this one because you ain't doing this and I'm giving you a break, you ain't gonna want to hear that. Then they want to put down people that's the ladies of the night and all this and that, which God bless them, because hell, they done saved a lot of marriages. They might done help save mine when I was married. Because look, prostitutes been around forever. You know where they came from? And you know where the dancers and stuff came from? From the priests, those Levitican priests exploiting the women of the temples. All that dancing that they do with the curving of their hands, that's venerating the Kundalini energy. They the one turned these women out and took them from venerating the goddess Mama Water and all that, and turned them out and made them sell that cat. So, and it's probably some women that was involved too. It ain't just the men. I can't put it. It was some women behind that were the mastermind too. You got some patriarchal women that, honey, they just as bad as the men. Yep, running the whole program from the background. So yeah, so prostitutes been around forever. They want to say the lady was a escort. Who cares? She still didn't deserve a death sentence. And a lot of these men have messed with escorts. I got a family member that's an old family member. He been buying escorts since before I was born. So I don't know why people so down on escorts, but Your husband, your daddy, your brother, your cousin, they be buying coochie from time to time. If they ain't done it recently, they done it in the past. So I don't know what people got to get. My ex probably done bought. I'm sure he done bought some coochie when we were together. Okay, I'm gonna put myself in that scenario. I'm sure a man I done dated done bought something. They do like. I had one man to tell me, and I won't even. I was just talking to him. He had a little money. That man said, "Girl, you know I could go here." He said, "You know I'm ready to settle down now with me a good woman, but you know I could go here and spend a few $100s and buy the woman I want. They do that." He said, "I can go here and buy," and I can talk, and he can talk to me like that because I'm a realist. Like I know what go on. I'm in reality. I'm not in the clouds. Like, oh my God, I can't believe you. What? What they say? Well, don't be sorry. Be more careful. Give me the. So yeah, they want to be. There was some business apologize about something this time of morning. So yeah, they want to be like, oh, she was a man. All these dudes, and it's women be out here. It's women that be out here buying male escorts too. So these people been around forever. That's a business. That's a job. I can't do it. I can't do it because I can't. I just can't bring myself to sleep with people for money. But hell, I ain't knocking nobody. That hey, that's they to each his own. They sometimes they more cleaner and safer than the damn. Some not the ones that's out here on drugs and strung out. I'm talking about the high class escorts is getting checked out and cleaning themselves and all. I mean, hey, to each his own. I'm not nobody judge, but I mean that's something for people to say. Oh, she was an escort. That's a job. People, them escorts be saving a lot of people's lives. Cause if they didn't have them escorts, they probably go home and be done taking more women out. If some of them women didn't have them male escorts, they probably be done. They hurt the poison. What the women do, the men do it violently. The women be poisoning them. Now lately, them women, the little bit of women that did take their men out, they were kind of violent. The ones I heard, and it were people that I didn't know, but it was close in my community where the women took their men out. It was violent, pretty violent. But yeah, them escorts, they done saved a lot of people from getting taken out. Shoot, and then people want to say, "Oh, girl, listen, they been around for a long time. I can't do it, but I ain't hating. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't. But they ain't hating on nobody that do, and they done saved a lot of lives. I'm sure. Like I said, your daddy, your cousin done bought some coochie before. I know my daddy will tell you right now. He's like, I'm gonna pay a woman because I don't want them coming. My daddy always saying, my daddy he's the best sugar daddy anybody. If I say the sugar daddy of the damn century had to be my daddy. My daddy, he'll buy some coochie and the woman ain't even got to sleep with him. I used to get the way Glorilla talk, the way Brorilla talk about her daddy, like what you call it, how he be doing. And that woman ain't even got to sleep. She ain't even got to sleep with him. He'll give him some money. Shit. But when it come to me, I gotta do a whole lot. I'm like, now fuck this. I'm not fucking with you. The last time I had to get him out of the damn nursing home, a hospital. The wife was trying to send him to the crazy house in the nursing home and take all his money and his houses. I got all that back. He act like oh, oh, thank you. But I'm looking at his shit like, yo, nigga, you done gave this woman all this money and I just needed a little bit. I'm done. Don't call me no more. And you got to pay me. That's right. If you can pay them prostitutes and stuff, you can pay me. You gonna pay me by the hour. You damn right. Then he went and told one family member that I'm charging him all kinds of money. I was like, yeah, I'm charging that motherfucker. If he can pay them damn roadkill bitches that don't even, he can pay me. Shit. Better the money go to me while I'm doing a job and a service for him than to go to these whores out here. I know it was gonna only be temporary until he got back on his feet and because I told him, I said, I know once I get you your property back, and I know once I do all this stuff, distribution of property, keep you from going to the crazy house and all this that your wife trying to do and all this and that. I know you gonna like that snake, that frozen fucking snake. when that lady told that snake, I know when you come get back home and I put you in front of my fireplace and you throw out, you're gonna bite me. Yeah, you know it's funny I would say that because my daddy is a snake. His zodiac, his Chinese zodiac animal is a damn snake. And he definitely one. He looked like one, but he looked like a handsome. He looked like between Snoop Doggy Dogg and a damn snake. He ain't ugly, but he don't. I don't think he look good. He look young, but I don't know. He's a veteran. He's been Vietnam veteran, so I don't know what they did to him. That's why I don't get too upset with him because I'm like that man was crawling through the jungle and ain't no telling what they done did to that man while he was over there. So I try to have from a distance. From a distance at this point. You ain't gonna keep playing with me. You ain't gonna keep playing with me. You ain't gonna keep playing with me, honey. I'll leave your ass alone because I don't want a damn poo shiesty. Let me stop. But yeah, he crazy. He said my daddy been paying prostitutes since he was in Vietnam. and then when he when he got married, my mama didn't want him. My mama didn't want him. But when he did get married, my daddy ended up marrying, I don't even know if it was a friend. It was just an associate of mine. My daddy ended up marrying an associate of mine, and this lady was jealous of me and my husband the whole time. I could write a book about this shit. She went from going to church to being a stripper, and not a real stripper, but playing around because she won't make no money because all the money she had came from my daddy. I'm like, how you gonna go from being a preacher's wife or a church woman to being and then my ex-husband said when they was in school, because he went to school with him, he said he never liked her. She used to wear all black to school every day. He's like, I never liked that woman. It was weird. She wore black every day. I was like, yeah, she is weird. She's weirdo. But she want to get with my daddy and try to act like she's stunting with that military chick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and thought she was gonna get his military pay, and he kept everything a secret till she was trying to put him away, and I guess she was trying to take him out. So here he called me the big dog to put everything in check. I said, you only calling me because you know that woman is scared of me, and you know I know what to do legally and all that. And then when you get this stuff over with, you gonna be right back to your. I know it. I know him. He's like, no, we gonna be okay. I'm gonna use my I hadn't used my VA loan yet. You can get whatever house. I was like, whatever. I ain't trying to hear that. Nigga, I know you. I already know. I was like, but while I'm here in the present, that's how I deal with it. I said, while I'm here in the present, and you need my expertise, and you need my advice, and you need my help, you got to pay. Cause the last time you played with me, but you ain't gonna play with me this time. You gonna pay to play, and he did. But he was complaining. I didn't give a damn. I'm like, no, you ain't gonna fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. I'm not. No, you're not gonna play with me. No. Done cut my child support off before I turned 8. When I turned and I needed that money for college. No, I'm gonna get mine now. I might can't get it all, but I'm gonna get something. Cause I know it's only temporary. People when they need you, then when they get back on their feet, they right back. That like that damn snake that told out shit. And I laugh about it. It used to bother me, but I don't give a damn. I be okay. I really be fine. I didn't. Somebody's like, you don't even need your parents, do you? Listen, yeah, you need people. You need people out here in this world. You can't just be out here by yourself and think that, oh, I'm Mr. Independent or Mr. Independent. I don't need nobody. I can make it on my own. But when you got to do what you got to do, baby, you got to do what you got to do till you can do better. You know what I'm saying? So you might as well fake it till you make it and make that shit look good. You know what I'm saying? So I must have been making it look good. Cause yeah, you come into this world you need your parents. You love your parents. But if it ain't working out like that, what you gonna do? I ain't jumping off no bridge. I ain't hurting myself. I ain't gonna self-sabotage myself. Oh hell no. You know what? Just like the Phoenix, keep learning and rising and healing and getting to the point where I'm able to take that energy and transmute it into something beneficial for myself. That's right. We all don't have a happy Mother's Day and Father's Day story, okay? Some people, when them holidays come up, them little fake holidays, because I don't celebrate none of them. I ain't studying. Even now, I be looking young because I don't even celebrate. I might celebrate big time this year, but I don't even be celebrating my birthday like that. I don't. They say the more you celebrate, the older you get. Cause we really not even the age we think we are. You know, when you like 100 years old, you only like one because we supposed to be living to be thousands of years old at least 500. That's why when we come back here, we don't remember nothing, and they do because they retain their memory and they keep living them things that's running everything. Why you think they in charge and running everything? Because they've been here a long time retaining their memory, and we keep being recycled here, and we got to remember, like that movie From, we got to keep remembering. But anyway, yeah, the lady, this is the last thing I'm talking about. The lady was like trying to keep her marriage going, and that man kept cheating and he left her for his mistress. You can't keep nobody but somebody that want to be kept. And don't expect nobody to be that's why everything, this system is falling. They lied about everything. Do not expect to be with nobody forever, and don't think that nobody ain't gonna be attracted to know. You gonna be attracted to somebody else. I ain't saying you gonna go out there and act on it, but you gonna think about it. Shit. You gonna be, it's a billions of people in this world. How many people, billions of people is it in this world? You think you ain't gonna see something you like. You might not tap it, but you gonna see something you like. And if you in this world long enough, you gonna slip up. You better not slide though, cause you might can get something. You might can get a. You gotta be careful who you deal with. You gotta vet people even in that. Even when you're getting your side piece, you gotta vet that. You gotta know if this motherfucker got what they got to lose. Cause they'll tear up your main shit and shit. They'll tear up your, if your people still living in a fantasy of thinking that you ain't gonna never do nothing. You gotta vet them. You gotta be like, do this motherfucker got just as much to lose as I gotta lose? If they loose, if they got any diseases and stuff, you gotta get everybody checked. Everybody gotta be going to the doctor. Everybody gotta be disciplined and responsible. You can't be dealing with no motherfucker where they get mad with you, where they can't get a piece of you, and they gonna just go out here free willing and lay up and do the Houston and Atlanta dance. They gonna get mad, so they gonna sabotage themselves, and then you gonna go be back with them, and you ain't using. You might be using prep, you might be using protection. You get some attachments that you don't need. See, that's why we all need to be communicating. Like, listen, I know we all human. I know they done lied to us about this marriage and thing and this relationship thing, but we all, if we gonna do something, we need to have a group of people that I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest with you. We had a thing where this was years ago. We break up, we get tested before we even come back together. Like and it be, I ain't even gonna lie, it be like the rotation of the same, like it be somebody that he been with on and off, and we break up. I have somebody I was with for years. I mean, it won't no new. We all getting tested. Everybody going to the doctor. Everybody getting, because you know what I'm saying. It was just crazy where people crazy. So you be breaking up and people be like, seeing other people that dating. Ain't nobody perfect, and people getting checked out before they while they with the other people, they getting checked. People knowing what people got, people using protection, very responsible, very responsible. I mean, you might think it sound crazy, but I'm like, I know we ain't gonna stay together long because we never do. Because it was to the point where I couldn't take a lot, and that person, they wasn't a bad person, but I'm not gonna deal with certain stuff. And I knew they was like, it was a situation where they didn't tell me that they was in a relationship when they got with me, but the person was away. But then when the person came back, it was like, they gonna tell me, but that's still not right. A person will be, men will be in a relationship and the person can be in the military or anything, but they don't tell you. But then by the time they tell you, your feelings done got invested. So it was a back and forth thing. I'm not even gonna lie. I guess I was the side chick and didn't know it. It ain't never. I ain't never been there for. I've been the main, the wife, and all that. The man, but I guess I was sort of like the side. I guess he was carrying on a couple of relationships. But I can say that it was responsible to the point where everybody was being safe. Nobody, yeah, we're going. People were using protection, going to the doctor, and this and that. It was not no bullshit like that. So black and melanated people can be responsible where they're not infecting each other because it's been done. Like it's been done. People have to be disciplined and responsible and getting checked out and caring about themselves. Like if you're gonna have if you know that it's a lot of disease going on and y'all are sleeping with different people, it's supposed to be where you are not like sleeping with random. You're supposed to be like have a group of people that's responsible being tested and not know that, and that's kind of hard these days because people don't value their health and stuff like that. They just, I guess, they go out and get you got to be careful that you got to be dealing with people that got something to lose. People that got something to lose, some of them, not all, because you got people that got a lot of stuff to lose and they still be living reckless. But yeah, you got to be careful because people even even looking at corn and stuff like that, that's cheating. People gonna masturbate. People they gonna do something. I mean, you just gotta know. You gotta. It's not what you do; it's how you do it. You gotta be respectful, and you gotta not be harming people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that people gonna be together no 20, 30 years and never, or even 10 years and never like sleep with nobody else. I mean, even we just been taught wrong about relationships and being obsessed with people and all this. I'm getting off of here, y'all. This has been my son God at 777. I'm going to sleep. I be up. I be up during this time, but I be busy doing other things, doing other creations. But I was able to get up here with y'all tonight. I'm out. I'm out. Bye. Please like, subscribe, and share. This has been my son God 777. Is Is marriage a scam? Is it the Truman Show? Have we been lied to? When to leave these toxic relationships? Whether it's the man and woman, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband and wife, even family dynamics. Please like, subscribe, and share. This has been Monster and Goddess 777. Support